Before you press play, look close, this one can cut deep. Real people, real pain, more than you wanna see. Young faces in the frame, homes that broke apart, hands raised in the dark, and the bruise on the heart. If you came for shock, then take a second now. Once it starts, it stays on your screen somehow.
Trending at some point,
Handle with care,
trending at some point,
heavy in the air.
trending at some point,
You've been warned,
trending at some point.
don't look if you're torn. Body cams, hard truths, no filter on the ground. Some nights end in sirens, some in a final sound. So if your mind is tired, if your chest runs thin, know what you're stepping into before it begins. If you came for shock, then take a second now. Once it starts, it stays on your screen somehow.
Trending at some point,
Handle with care,
trending at some point,
heavy in the air.
trending at some point,
You've been warned,
trending at some point.
don't look if you're torn. Slow down, breathe in. Don't call it entertainment. Not every truth is easy. Not every frame is safe to change.
Trending at some point,
Handle with care,
trending at some point,
heavy in the air.
trending at some point,
You've been warned,
trending at some point.
don't look if you're torn.
All right, mic check, mic check. Let me know if you can hear me okay. First thing, I do talk. This is a reaction. Most things, if you ever come over here, it's going to be me talking. It is respect for the original content creator, uploader. It is how you properly use fair use. So if you're like, why am I on this channel and I hear your voice instead of just being able to watch the video? The video without me is linked in the description box. So you do not have to endure me if you did not come for a reaction. Okay, so trigger warning, this does discuss obviously the death of a kid. I believe 10. Yes, okay, he's 10 years old. If I make sarcastic comments and things like that, I am talking about the suspect. It is not me talking about the situation of the victim. It's the suspect themselves. I have so much criticism for the suspects all the time. So just in case anybody ever comes in and they're like, because yeah, some affect me more either way, but I definitely, I have things to say about these people in these interrogations. Okay. Nothing else for now. We're just gonna go ahead and get started. You saw the title and I will just be pausing and I'll be pausing to talk about some things that I'm seeing and hearing. Let me make sure this is up here. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and start.
This is a serious get, and we need to understand what's going on here.
They shot her son in the head.
I can see. This is eating you. This is eating you up inside. Okay.
We need to get this figured out. Stop this.
It's over. Where is that kid?
On December 30th, 2022, while most families in Rock Island were settling down after Christmas, police in Rock Island got a strange call.
Okay, what can I help you with?
Okay, so I stay in the state of Florida, okay?
Okay.
I don't even know how to go about this situation. Did y'all get anything that a little boy may have shot himself in the head?
I mean, not that I recall.
Okay, I'm asking this because it's a really concern for me. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what to do. The situation is serious to me. I don't know how you guys would approach the situation. I don't want her to know that I made the call, but I'm very concerned.
Okay, what's going on that you need like help with?
There's possibly be a child that is deceased that no one knows. Because this is why I feel like you guys don't know about it, because it's going on in everyday life and it doesn't seem right.
Do you know what address that this kid would belong to, by any chance?
If I gave you that information, would she know that
I don't believe so. We're just really busy right now, so I'm just trying to get this as quick as possible so I can have an officer call you and they can kind of hammer it out more, okay?
I just don't want her to know.
Okay, what address does it happen at?
My safety is involved in this. 1728 20 and a half Avenue, Rock Island, Illinois, 61201.
The information from the anonymous caller was vague, but the police still looked into it and found nothing wrong at the time. But this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning.
Okay, so with the text on the screen, the notes about the call was the witness lacked some specific details. They were uncertain and had a hesitant tone, indirect communication. They wanted to be anonymous and protect their identity, limited actionable information for police. I'm pointing this out because later, unless they're revealing a totally different woman's name, I feel like they ended up way too early revealing that this woman called about the incident to the person she was calling about. Oh, I'm lovable. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm an anonymous caller. I'm gonna try to help somebody, but don't ask for my name.
8 months later, in July 2023, another call came in. This time from the Department of Children and Family Services.
My name's Hannah, and I'm with the DCFS line, and we got a call that was a little concerning, and they wanted a welfare check done, but we don't do welfare checks, and we just didn't want to leave it alone. And I think you guys have already had a call about this, but
where is that?
One, and it was just odd to us. It's 1728 20 and a half Avenue.
Okay.
And just to keep the timeline straight, I've taken my notes up until the 44-minute mark, so I'm a little more organized up until that point. So the first call came in from the anonymous caller on December 30th, 2022. And then another call came from Hannah from DCFS that was also contacted, what seems like to be from that same anonymous caller, but they went through DCFS this time. And that call from Hannah came on July 20th, 2023. So about 7 months after the first call we just heard.
We were told that the mom, Sushi, S-U-S-H-I.
Hang on 1 second. Okay, so the mom.
Yeah, so my caller is a friend of the mom, and the mom told the caller that one of her children, Zion Staples, had shot himself in December of 2022, and that the body is in the basement of the home. The person that I spoke to said that they had called the police and a welfare check was done, but the mom reported that,
first, hang on, let me go back. What's mom's name?
Sushi, S-U-S-H-I.
What's her last name?
Staples.
Oh, it's Staples too. How old is Zion?
9 or 10.
So the mom's saying that he shot himself and died from it and he's in the basement?
That's what she told my caller.
Okay. Hold on, let me just check call history and see what.
Yeah.
What? Do you know when we went into the welfare check? Was it like this week or was it like a different month?
I think within the past 2 weeks.
Oh, I don't show anything. Where did you get the welfare check information?
from my caller.
It's just your caller. Okay, hang on a minute. Looks like we have been there for something similar. It was about a month ago. Has DCFS had anything with a juvenile named Zion with this person? Do you guys have a case at all?
So we don't have anything open. We have a history, but it's been a few years.
Was there a Zion in that history?
Yes.
There was. Okay. And a male?
Male Zion?
Yeah, well, because from what I can see last time we went there, the mother, Sushi, said that she only has 4 girls. So I will send somebody over.
The stories didn't match. DCFS records confirmed a boy named Zion, while police believed no such child existed. One side feared he was missing. The other side believed he had never been born. But one person could clear all of it up easily: Sushi Staples.
All right, so if you can't see the text on your screen, because now everybody's able to look at their screen, all kinds of things. So it says the night or day before the incident, night before the incident of the interrogation footage we're going to see in a little bit. All right.
Are you Miss Staple?
And pay attention to her interaction with the police the night before versus the morning after this.
Yes, how can I help you?
So we got kind of a weird phone call. Do you know Latricia?
No.
Hold on, I don't know why my screen is frozen. Let's try to fix this. Hold on. Oh, I really hope nothing's going on with YouTube. Hold on, let me take the screen off. Let's see. No, I was just watching this like 30 seconds ago, just fine. Let me see if Google's about to crash.
No. I don't know anybody out here.
Some lady called DCFS. And kind of made some claims that you had a child that accidentally shot themselves.
Absolutely not.
No, it sounds crazy to me too. That's what.
I am so sorry about this. My ex-husband, his new girlfriend, this broad is off the chain. I have went down to Rock Island and filed a police report on her.
Okay.
I have went and put a restraining order on her.
What's her name?
Her name is Tony. This girl is never in it. She has so many different Facebook pages she stalks me from. She has made up different names, called me from different numbers. I have changed my number, tried to do everything I can.
Right.
Unfortunately, I can never seem to get them served because they're always bouncing around in the Chicago area.
Oh, okay. They're not even down here.
They're not even out here. And
Okay.
it's been a constant.
Have we been here before?
No, you've never come to my house for anything.
Now, she may be telling the truth that they never come to her house at the address she's at currently, but as y'all recall, there was a second DCFS contact that the police contacted to see if they ever had a record of a Zion. So that would have been a time that she was in contact with someone where she had a little boy named Zion, according to those records from DCFS a few years ago. And the foundation of what she keeps saying is she's just being harassed by her ex's girlfriend named Tony. And if there's other women's names that come up, it's just Tony using an alias. That's her main fallback.
I've been here for 7 years and never had a problem in Rock Island.
Yeah, I didn't know who you were.
I work at Genesis Hospital. I'm a patient care tech. I'm a student at Eastern Iowa Community College.
Okay.
I have a business in Davenport. This girl has made threats towards me on Facebook, posting her gun up, saying that she's gonna come to my addy. It's just never ending.
With this new information, it was clear that Sushi was being targeted by someone, but this was the first time she heard that the person behind it all had gone to the police. What she didn't know was how bizarre the allegations against her were.
So they made some allegation that you had a son and he shot himself.
Sir,
and he's in your
come on
basement.
now. You think, look where I live.
No, I get it. Just so I can check the box off, can I look in your basement real quick and I'll get out of
No,
here?
you need a search warrant to do that. I'm sorry, I'm not about to have my rights violated because someone makes Uranus allegations like this.
I know. Like I said, it sounded...
I don't know what type of allegations that is. She's going to repeat that word. But it's fine that she wants them to have an official search warrant before they come. I don't count that against somebody that wants a search warrant before police come in their house. That's not the thing. But pay attention to her demeanor pre-search warrant versus post-search warrant when that comes. Also, the person that originally called the cops that wanted to be anonymous said they were based out of Florida. I don't think her ex-husband or her ex-husband's girlfriend, Tony, are based out of Florida. I think, like she said, they keep following her around Illinois, not Florida. They obviously haven't revealed to her that the person that was calling was from Florida. And the timeline is crazy because basically the person that called to tell the police that she thinks her friend's son shot himself in the head and now she's just basically hiding the body. She called a few days before she was told that a few days before she called on December 30th. So keep those dates in mind. I think they said December 20 something is when it actually happened. And then December 30th, 2022 is when the first call came in to ask the police to do a welfare check on a Zion.
Crazy to me too. I'm just up here seeing if, we have to investigate it, no matter how crazy it sounds.
If you want to do that, I would suggest you go through the proper protocols. I'm not about to let some crazy woman who has my husband make Uranus accusations like this and have my rights violated.
I get it.
That is not okay. I have 4 girls in here.
That's what I'm just asking.
4 children.
I'm not trying to blame anything on you. I'm not saying this is true. I was just asking. Okay.
This is nuts.
That's all it is.
If there is a decaying body in any part of the house, once the police are given permission to enter, and maybe it hasn't been like chemically altered in some type of way, think, like Breaking Bad when they would put a lot of bodies in acid and stuff. But if it was just a decaying body, no altered at all, yes, as soon as the police would enter into the basement, if that's where the body's located, they'd probably start smelling because it's been 8 months. But right now they have not been allowed to be in the home, and we don't know the condition of the body. Like, how has she been allowing it to happen? How has she stored it? Is there a body? Which for y'all, since you saw the title, there's a body somewhere. But what's the location of the body? Because they suspect basement right now. So I'm going to let it try to develop. I'm practicing not jumping ahead too far, but those are the kind of questions you got to keep in your head.
Okay.
I have 4 children.
Her ex-husband's new girlfriend's been causing her issues. She thinks that's who it is.
She's been harassing my job, harassing my place of business, harassing my children. I'm sick of it.
Okay.
I've tried to get a restraining order against her, tried to get one against him. It's never ending. I cannot have any peace where I live.
And you guys only have girls?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 4. Do you want to see them?
No. They said it was a son. I was just curious if that's even true.
How and why are they showing up in July? I think, like the narrator placed it, the cops didn't even know for sure if a child existed, and the way that the 911 operator's notes were summarized on the screen was that it was vague details, uncertain. They didn't want to identify themselves, just not enough to go on for them, I guess, for that other welfare check if there wasn't one done in December. Because I'm limited to how much they actually say while we're watching this. And I don't know if this is welfare check number 1. And so I don't want to commit and say it as if this is their first time, and I'm not very, very sure about it. So, but another call came, which will be revealed, that another tip came from June, which will be previous to this July thing. And it seems like they're taking action in July. So I don't know how many times they did or did not take action previous to the body cam we're watching now, though. And I'm trying not to be so concrete with my assumptions. I'm trying to recognize if I'm assuming. So that's why I'm answering it like that. Auntie Natty and Lovable said, if I have nothing to hide, I will let them in the basement. Please come and look for my child. I initially thought that as well. I was like, well, I know I'm not hiding no dead child in my house. So I would just let them see it right then without a warrant. But you do get protections with a warrant. You don't know if you're going to get an inconsiderate group of cops or one cop that comes into your home and I'm using inconsiderate, but I mean more extreme words than that, that may destroy things trying to look for your kid, because they're not on an official warrant. So they might not be beholden to certain things when you're searching and you don't have an official warrant. You may not have the same protections of things, and you're coming from the baseline of the cop isn't going to do anything unsavory. It's nighttime. You're a woman with your kids in the house. Just if you could be a guy, the cop didn't find anything, but you turned out to look like a little bit of a threat on his way out. So it's just like, come back with the warrant, preferably in the daytime, even if you don't have anything going on. Because I really was about to, when I was watching this by myself, I was like, oh, they can just go in the basement. But we forget humans are complex and other things can start happening that have nothing to do with them looking for a child. We've seen cops come in on unofficial business, body cam goes off. Next thing you know, somebody's reporting sexual assault. You know what I mean? Then you find out they have a whole history. It's just a lot. So I would wait on the warrant for that reason, even though I would still be willing to tell them, like, for me, I'd be like, look, I don't have a child, let alone a son. No child has passed through my womb. I can take that at the door. But when you want to come in my home, just come back with the warrant, please.
It's not.
Okay.
It's a never-ending story with these two.
I get, like I said, I'm not trying to bother you or anything, but we get a call, no matter how crazy it sounds, we still got to come up and see if there's any truth.
And this is crazy.
It is.
This is very crazy.
Okay.
I have been living here for 6 years. My neighbors have never had a complaint. Don't you think if my neighbors would have heard something like that, they would have made a call or said something to somebody?
I would believe so, yeah.
Just think about it. It don't make no kind of sense. This girl is psycho.
Okay.
She's harassed my job.
Do you know her phone number by chance?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know her phone number.
Okay. All right. Well, sorry to bother you, okay? Like I said, we get a call. We got to show up.
They got to the point now where they don't have my phone number, so they emailing me.
Okay, so she's still on the stalker, the girlfriend of her ex being her stalker. Also, she loops in her actual ex at times, and you'll hear that more and more. She starts to say how he's abusive, and both of them harass her. But a lot of her focus stays on the girlfriend of her ex more than the ex. So Wakau's on this one, and this is from my notes, pre-watching it with y'all. The timeline was, I don't like her attitude either, Lovable. I don't like her attitude. I don't like her. I promise you, I'm going to get in her behind later. I'm pacing myself. But the timeline that they said when the video started was the incident happened to the child, which right now is suspected that he shot himself in the head. A few days later, the anonymous caller, who is a friend of hers that does not want to be identified, calls the police. That was end of December 2022. She reaches out to the police again in June, which from this point, I wouldn't know the month was June, but later when they're questioning her, and she's like, why didn't they just say something sooner? They thought I did all this. And the police will say they did contact someone in June. And we heard the police call for December. So we know December 2022. The police then say there was also a contact in June 2023. And then now this body cam is July 2023. So the sequence that from my understanding is incident happened, friend called a few days later. Police did or did not come out in December. And then friend follows up again through DCFS and the police, or at least DCFS, if not the police again. And now we're here with the welfare check. We can actually see with our eyes on the body cam.
Okay, I have spam emails here from these people. I'm going to go down here. The last one I got was, let me see.
Does it have a name on it?
Yes, it has his name on it. I have to go here. This is the last one I have. And this gotten to the point where they're emailing me because they don't have a contact phone number on me. Right. This is how bad the harassers got. Okay. But until I can get Rock Island to Cook County to serve them and actually find the address on them,
right,
that's going to be a problem. So they keep having me come back to court until I can get an address on them.
All right, so she's still on trying to serve the ex and the girlfriend with papers because she's taking them to court for harassing her, and she's trying to get restraining orders and blah, blah, blah. That's where she's still on. The police are here about a 4-year-old child. Basically, she's saying, this is who I think is making this up on me. Or not a 4-year-old, Lord Jesus, about a little boy named Zion, who they're saying that that's your son. She's like, as Omar pointed out, I don't have a son. I have 4 girls. That's what she tells the previous night. Let's see. Mindy said, I see you and I raise you. A call for a sergeant and then let them all search. But maybe I'm just being naive. No, it's your preference. It's your preference. I was just wanting to voice some of my hesitation. But if you are good with getting your name clear, so don't come by my house again, I get it. I've gotten a little scared after watching some of these body cams. But no, it is your right also to like go ahead and do it and leave me alone. Let's see here. Veronica, this is a good point. I didn't hear so far in the 44 minutes of the video I watched by myself, I didn't hear the school notify authorities that, hey, we haven't had a child in attendance for this long, because 8 months, that's a long time. So I wonder what was that about? Was she homeschooling? I don't know, because I don't know how the school didn't contact the authorities as well. It was the anonymous friend who initiated with the cops and then initiated with DCFS, who then also contacted the cops because of that call from the anonymous person. Yep, she never said she had a son. At this juncture, she has not said it. Let's see here. Wakao said Lova said, I wonder if the son was by her ex-husband. The son is by an ex. I can't remember if it's the ex-husband, but yes, that's a good question. Wakao said, if someone was doing this to me, as she claims, I would have contacted my local police also to contact me. Yes, Wakao. And I wrote down a note actually when she started saying this, which some of my question got answered later. But the first thing I wanted to know when she said they've been harassing me using anonymous names and just they can't get me through phone anymore, so they're going through emails. And that's funny. She said emails once. I think the cop said, what's the number that keeps harassing you? And then she's like, oh, I blocked them. And now they're doing it through emails. They can't get me through phone anymore. But my question I wrote down was, she says she keeps having to go to court and she's trying to serve them. So my initial thing was, I would have wanted to see, and not the cop at the door, because she's probably not going to show him that. But in my brain, I would be thinking, okay, I want to see court records of an attempt to file. Even if it was dismissed, I would want to know if there was attempts to file. And right now, I'm either trying to think like either a prosecutor or a defense attorney, depending on whose side you're trying to help. But I definitely would be like paper trail, paper trail, paper trail. So was there multiple attempts with the police department to file a report? Multiple attempts or any attempts with the court to file an action, like trying to get a restraining order and all that stuff. Like she said, she tried to attempt to have them served. The attempt to have them served question will be answered later. Okay, we'll keep going. Hold on. Let's see. Auntie Natty said probably the boy was homeschooled. Wakao said they can help you with other police departments. That's a good suggestion, because obviously people really are going through this in real life with being harassed. So that will help somebody. Teresa says she definitely did not homeschool. Okay. Mindy says she probably told the school she pulled him out to homeschool him or sent him to live with his dad. Right. She lied. Whatever she did, I believe she was lying. We agree on that, Mindy. If she blocked them, you can still see the blocked contact number. Exactly, Omar. This is her. When you see how many times this woman deflects, that whole I blocked them and they can only contact me through email does not answer the question of, do you know their number? She is one big deflection, Omar. I'm telling you, just wait till she keeps going. So she's going to court with who if she don't know where they are? I'll let her keep going on with this. But the serving thing will come back up. So yeah, okay.
Some notes just in the call that I was hearing that it's a harassment thing, so we don't have to keep coming up here. And
thank you.
All right, sorry to bug you. Like I said, we got a call, even if it sounds crazy, we got to come to it.
Man, this lady, I don't even know what to say about her. It's never ending.
All right.
I have doorbell cams here.
I saw that.
I'm here. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Okay.
Armed with this new information, the police had to look into the person harassing Sushi and her place of business. However, the records from DCFS were still confusing. Zion existed on paper, but somehow not in real life, at least not from the front door. To find out more, it was important to get through that door. So the officers showed up the next morning, this time with a search warrant in hand. Little did they know, this seemingly simple story was about to get a lot more complicated.
Complicated with a lot of lying and deflecting. Professor said I was stalked by my ex, and I do have a restraining order and blocked on all platforms and emails. That makes sense. And I'm sorry you had to go through that. And I don't know if you're saying in response to what I was saying to Omar, But I believe because you were able to be granted a restraining order, you probably listed at least one phone number that he was harassing you from. And our only thing is when that cop said, okay, what phone number is the girlfriend trying to reach you from or he trying to reach you from? And she just jumps around to, well, I blocked them. So now they're reaching me through email. That doesn't answer the question the cop asked. But no, I get it. Yours was that you had enough to actually get the restraining order. So I get what you're saying. And I don't know if that's why you were saying that or it was something else, but we were just criticizing the fact that she didn't answer that question. That was a very simple question that cop asked her, and she did not answer it. Auntie Natty said, I wonder if the father was trying to get custody. Hopefully we'll see if they talk about that.
This wasn't going to be a simple welfare check anymore.
Hello.
Yes.
Sushi? Can you come out?
What's going on?
Well, just step on out. I'll explain everything.
Hey, my kids are here.
Okay, I understand that, but we have a search warrant for the house.
We're asking for your cooperation to be up front with us.
Hold on.
So step on out.
No, step
What
out.
part of the house do you all have a search warrant for?
The whole house.
The whole house.
You need to step out. Step out.
Okay, I'm gonna
Well,
open
okay.
Open the door.
We'll all walk in casually. We're not going to tear up your house or anything. So
Calm down. My kids are in here.
Okay.
Please.
How many?
4.
And where at in the house?
They're upstairs. I just made them go upstairs. I don't want to scare my kids. Can we just calm
These
down?
officers are gonna walk in there with you, and I got a copy of the warrant here for you, honey.
Can I see the warrant, please? And I can call my lawyer. Can I see the warrant before we walk any further? I'm calm.
we have a valid search warrant. So
I understand, but you haven't let me see it yet, and you're walking through my house.
it's right here. You don't run how you don't. You're not.
Okay. I'm trying to see.
So I need your phone.
My phone. That's not my phone.
Well,
Hold on to that. So
Okay.
which rooms are your kids in?
obviously not.
They're upstairs. I am very cooperative. I'm not fighting anybody.
You're fine. You're fine.
Look, I'm
Tina.
scared. My kids are
Going
here.
upstairs and checking.
My kids are here. I'm just trying to. I don't want my kids.
Are there any adults here, ma'am? Ma'am, are there any adults here?
No.
I need to know for safety.
She's asking you.
Huh?
For safety
She's
reasons, I'm
asking.
going up to the kids or the adults up there.
No, it's 4 girls. I'm shaking. Okay.
We get it.
My kids are here.
Sure.
Can we just calm down?
Yep. We just got to make sure that for our safety, because
We can't let you wander.
you don't know me, I don't
I'm
know
not wondering.
you.
I'm in
So
one
we want to
spot.
make sure that the house is safe, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
I'm in one spot. I don't know what does this say? Guys,
You stay right here with her.
can I call
I'll just
the
clear
lawyer?
this right here.
I just have, can I have a phone? I'm not having I don't understand what's going on here.
Okay, couple things. Let me see here. Hey, bye. Okay. Yes, White Cows. Yes, DCFS, and that's gonna come up when they question her. Because I'll say how I'm gonna say it later. But yes, you are correct. They did mention in the beginning that there was also contact with her a few years ago concerning a son, and the DCFS in Chicago confirmed it was for a son named Zion. So yes, you are correct.
Police department. Police department.
Yep. Thank you, Professor. She not big and bad when that warrant came. It was real different from last night, wasn't it? Lovable said she told him to come back with a search warrant, and now she wants to get in their way. Exactly. You asked for this. Hey, Kim. So if she's not guilty of anything, why is she asking for a lawyer? I will say, always go ahead and get a lawyer. I'm going to say that, even if you're not guilty. But in her case, because of what happened, she does look guiltier, but still get a lawyer. So right now they're in the basement, checking the basement, because the original call was about they think the son's body is in the basement. So that's where they are, but they got a warrant for the entire house though.
Sounds hollow.
Well, it's all sealed. That's empty. Well, it's running up here. I think it's so exciting. You would have to. Yes, I'm fresh with all of it. No, you have to unplug all this and spit it out.
The barrel in the basement looked like it had been welded on and unused for years. And despite the officers searching, there was nothing else in there that would point to the story the 911 caller gave. The basement was all clear, and Sushi's statement was starting to make a lot more sense. But then...
All right, so the narrator leaves us there right now. For now. There's no more talk of basement for now. Per the narrator, the basement's clear. Because I didn't see the whole thing, I don't know if it's going to come back and that's where he's going to be in the basement or another part of the house. I don't know. But for now, the basement's clear according to how the cops, obviously, had they discovered something, this would be going down a lot differently earlier in the video. So for now, they did not find anything in the basement.
The officers sat down with her and uncovered even more details about what might actually be going on here.
I might have to sit right here in just a second.
Okay.
She was asking about medication. Okay.
Because my heart is, you guys are here, my kids are upstairs, I'm separated from them, and I'm like, my heart is just...
That heart jumping because she knows she's getting caught. She knows she did something. That heart wasn't jumping last night when it was all dark and she didn't even have a warning of why they were at her door. But that heart's jumping this morning.
They're fine. I totally understand. Can I get you a glass of water or something? Would you like one?
There's some I can't even see the cups. My kids were making dinner.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, cups in here though? One of these?
Yeah, it might be some in the cabinets or something.
I'll get you a glass of water.
All right, before I talk to you, okay, since we're here for a search warrant, okay,
I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to advise you of your rights and then we can talk, okay?
Even that little bit of, I don't know what's going on. You know something, even if she stuck to her story of being harassed by the ex's girlfriend, you do know what's going on. That man that cop just came to see you last night and said, hey, we're getting a call that you had a son and someone believes that he's harmed. Do you have a son? So you know what they're there for. You know exactly what's going on. You just don't want to be here now that they actually got access to the home.
All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You understand your rights?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why we're here?
No, I don't. I don't know why you're here.
Okay.
And I'm really scared because my kids are upstairs and I don't know.
Kids was upstairs last night. We weren't crying then.
What's going on?
Okay.
Should I call my family to tell them to somebody to come?
You're not under arrest or anything like that, okay? That's why I'm sitting here talking to you, okay?
I'm scared to death because I don't know what's going on.
And so the reason we're here, okay, is because we're investigating a call that we had, okay? The officers came out and talked to you last night, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We have to handle that.
Y'all ready to go through all the mood swings? Just buckle up for this emotional ride that she's going to take herself through.
Seriously, okay? Because the allegations are that you have a son and that he's deceased and he's here in this house.
Can we focus on this? This is the whole synopsis. We're getting a call that you have a son and he is deceased in this house. Everything that she addresses should basically stick to Do I have a son? Period. And if I have a son, he's alive and well and he's at such and such's house. Let's go around this merry-go-round. I am going to stop to point out some things about the question they ask and the answer she gives, because we have to. I can't believe I can't. We're gonna look at it together. But I don't know why people think cops are boo-boo the fool. I know they're legally allowed to lie to you to say they have something they don't have. I know that. But if you actually did it and they start asking you some real specific questions, don't even know why you talking right now. Okay, Omar said, are the kids still upstairs asleep? They're not asleep, but from how far I watched, her daughters are up there. She says she has 4 of them. So from my knowledge, there are 4 daughters up there. I don't know if they still be asleep right now though. But I didn't hear them crying as far as I played so far. Yeah, dumbest criminal. Cut the act. Yes. Lovell said, I wonder if one of the officers could go upstairs and ask one of the daughters if they had a brother. Depending on their state and how it works, they probably can talk to kids without an adult present, probably depending on the safety of the kids. Like if she's suspected of unaliving or doing something, harmful to a child or hiding what was harmfully done to a child, they might be able to talk to the kids with no adult present. I don't know if they are, but it's possible. In some states, it seems like. In some states, you cannot, from the body cams we've seen. Kim says people are so evil. She'd rather take the child off this earth opposed to giving him to the other parent. And I will say this, I don't know if she actively killed the little boy. Right now, what keeps being said is he shot himself with a gun. So I don't know if that turns out later that she did it or something, but he died by a gunshot wound, I believe, to the head. But I don't know if she did it or it's in the cover-up of it that she is going to be in a lot of trouble. Other kids should be upstairs, per the narrator. She talked about everything but the child walk house. Everything. Were you crying when you hit your son's body? Exactly, Auntie Nate. I always think that. Were you crying then when you did the thing? She said she has 4 daughters, so the son would have made a 5th child because she claims 4 girls. This lady is a piece of work. She claims she doesn't have a son. Yeah, we're getting there, Jamie. Yep. Hey, Jamie. Yep, we're going to get there. Because I saw Mindy say that earlier, too. I wanted y'all to see the order that the cops introduced information to her to let her like, hey, get your brain out here because we're asking you this because we probably know the details to this. Teresa said, I don't think she was home when it happened. Jamie said she does think she took the child out. Ace Moonshot said, I might have to have a person working for the state to be present to protect the child's rights. I've seen that very commonly. That's what I'm used to seeing, Ace Moonshot. Jamie says she didn't want the father to have the kid if she's remembering correctly. Okay. The son was said to be 9 or 10, and this is in Illinois, Rock Island specifically right now, Rock Island, Illinois.
Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Do you have a son named Zion?
No, I don't.
Straight answered, do you have a son named Zion? She said, no, I do not.
You've never had a son named Zion?
No.
Are you claiming benefits for a kid named Zion?
That's where it was introduced first for everyone that was naming benefits. That is a very straight question. Are you claiming benefits for a son named Zion or a little boy named Zion? This is one of those times where the police are actually introducing evidence via their questions right now, but to see what is she going to say before they show her what they have.
No, I haven't gotten any benefits for anyone. I just recently went through a situation where a young lady stole my identity and she falsely filed my taxes and my information and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I've been working with the FBI. I've been working with the IRS. There's been a lot of things popping up. And
all right. So not only does she not have a son named Zion, according to her, she has never claimed benefits, not just for her son named Zion or her non-existent son named Zion, according to her, but she says, I haven't received benefits for anyone. That tells me you're trying to say you haven't received benefits for any children you have, period. Okay, that's her answer. And not only that, she is now a victim of fraud and someone else filed taxes under her name.
Have you had any interactions with DCFS up in Chicago?
Another piece of evidence being introduced verbally, because she's in Rock Island right now. She's not in Chicago right now. Have you had interaction with DCFS in Chicago? That is where, when Wackhouse brought it up, that's when DCFS actually made personal contact with Zion when they used to live in Chicago a few years ago. So that's another piece of evidence the police are introducing.
I did.
Okay.
False calls that were made.
Okay.
Correct.
One of the calls from 2021, DCFS came out to your residence in Chicago, and there was a Zion Staples there. Along with your 4 daughters, and then another young boy. Who's his father? The reason I'm asking you, okay, is that, do you go by Sushi Pikes? Is that another maiden name?
Yes.
Okay. See, this is the paperwork from.
Can I see that?
We're not gonna, it says Dion's sister.
So,
Oh, God.
You filed for public aid. You got your daughter.
Gotten benefits since I was in Chicago. So
They asked her, have you ever gotten benefits for your son or someone named Zion? She said, no, I haven't gotten any benefits or received any benefits. Now they show her the black and white that you got benefits or public aid for your children, including Zion's name on there. And now she wants to go back to, that was a few years ago. But they didn't ask you, did you get it this previous year? They said, have you gotten benefits, right?
not sure. I told you my identity was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
My taxes were illegally filed. I went through a whole thing with the IRS. That was not me.
But who was this Zion that was interviewed by DCFS up in Chicago, right in the presence of all your other children?
There was no one
Zion
interviewed.
Staples.
No one was interviewed. Where did you say someone named Zion Staples was interviewed?
It was
because the call was made about my son Kentrell by his father.
Yes.
It was never made about a Zion Staples.
All right. So now she acknowledges she has a male child. She says the male child's name is Kentrell right now, but she does acknowledge a male child when she just told that cop last night, I only have 4 daughters. She didn't name not one male child. Then when they asked her this morning, she said, I only have 4 daughters. All of a sudden, she does have a male child, but his name's not Zion.
They went there. There was
a report.
The only child that they spoke to, because it was regarding him, we had kids in the neighborhood come over. Some of those kids that were implicated were not, in fact, our children. They were there.
So you're saying there was a kid in your apartment that was not your kid, named Zion?
I didn't say his name was Zion. No.
Somewhere here, we've got to clear this up with this Zion Staples.
Yes, and
benefits. Listen to it. Benefits being put in his name that you're receiving from.
I haven't received any benefits.
And then also involved in this.
I haven't received any benefits. That's what I'm telling you. Someone has stolen my identity. I have proof of that. If you go in my phone, you'll be able to see the.
She's going to go on her rant again about this identity thing, but their specific question is, are you saying there was not a little boy named Zion interviewed by DCFS, who DCFS has records that they interviewed a little boy named Zion? In fact, I don't know the quite timestamp because it happened faster when I was watching it earlier, so it might be coming or they already said it, but they named a specific sibling of Zion's that's one of her daughters too, because they may have had not. Well, the little girl and Zion sound like they had the same father, and then maybe the other little girls might have a different father because they specifically, it's like they named one of his blood sisters when they named the other little girl's name at one point when they're questioning her. But she's going back to identity theft. They're talking about a physical presence of an agent of the state going there to check on children from whatever report she got about some incident that person, that investigator, went and actually documented the children who they talked to. But we're back on identity stolen, taxes, all this stuff. That's not what they're asking her right now.
Messages between me and the FBI agent in Milwaukee. So
this is separate from that with the DCFS call.
Because somebody is obviously claiming benefits and getting food stamps.
But they're getting food stamps for your 4 daughters and Zion.
And I've been having a hard time with that because I can't get any because of that, and I've been working on it.
So is who's your actual son? What's his dad's name?
Oh God, this is embarrassing. Do I have a right to call my lawyer since I'm not under arrest, or?
Well, we're still talking to you right now, so we're not going to let anybody make any phone calls right now because we're talking right now. Okay. Like I said, you're not under arrest. We're just trying to get to the bottom of this, of why these allegations came forward.
Because I have a stalker.
Who's your stalker?
My ex-husband's girlfriend.
I wonder if she's the stalker. Like, although I know it's gonna come up about what she filed and stuff, I wonder if she's the stalker. Because a lot of people, when they do this, they be the ones doing the thing that they're accusing other people of doing. So yeah, now my brain's like, are you stalking your ex and his girlfriend, or is it that you can also be a bad person for this, but also they're harassing you? I'm just wondering that. Let's see. There was something else I was going to say, but I'll let it play because it'll come back.
She's been posting on Facebook. They have tried to extort me for money. They know I have a pending lawsuit against the Department of Child Services for $11.5 million. They have threatened me. I have tried to go to the courts down here in Rock Island and get a restraining order against them.
Mm-hmm.
I have tried to have them served. I have not been able to. He was whooping my ass every day. I fled to Rock Island.
There was an order of protection.
Remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I still believe they're asking her about the child and this DCFS personal contact a few years ago. Not about what the ex did or did not do. Now, they did ask who's the father of the son she named, so I'll acknowledge that. But she veers off course a lot.
Was valid that you took out against him, and it was served, but then it was vacated.
How?
Just back in June.
How was it vacated? They said I wasn't able to serve. They said he wasn't able to be served.
It said it was successfully served, and then it said it was vacated.
This is the part where I was like, don't let me accidentally negate that she actually did try to have them served, because this is the part right here where the cop confirmed that the girlfriend of the ex was actually served. So that's why I was like, I'm trying not to say she doesn't have court documents. It was just a question I would ask. And now they're saying they were served. Now all of a sudden she can't make it to court though. So it was vacated.
Did you not show up for the second court date?
I had to work that day.
Then that's why it was vacated. It was served for the emergency. And then when
Yeah,
it came
it did. I had to work that day
when
and
it
so I
came
had
to
to come back.
the big one, you didn't show up, so it was vacated. So
Yeah,
it was successful.
He told me I had to come back, and I didn't have time because I worked 2 jobs at Genesis.
Sushi wasn't just going after her ex-husband's girlfriend, Tony. She was also going after DCFS, the very people who called in the welfare check. According to her, Zion only existed in her records because of the person who stole her identity and is profiting off it. And despite asking for help, she's never gotten any.
Okay, are we gonna?
So she's suing DCFS for $11.5 million. And then when we circle back to Zion again, the $11.5 million comes. Actually, no. When we get back to a text thread, the $11.5 million comes into play again on why the person could be lying on her.
Find anything in your house that has Zion's name on it, birth certificate, social security card, or anything like that?
Nope.
All right. I have to focus on this because obviously it's going to come up again. You're specifically asked, do you have a birth certificate or social security number with Zion's name on it? Clear, short answer. She says no. I'll stick with me on this video on that part.
And who do you think's making these allegations?
It's this girl. She's been stalking me. I have evidence of all of that stuff.
What's her name?
Her name She said, I finally got this whole Addie. She put this on Facebook and posted a gun and said that they were on their way to my residence. I have been trying to get away from them. I fled his abuse.
What if I told you that it's not from them?
That girl make up many names. I'm telling.
I have to point this out because of something she says later. So right now, because it's not a Tony that gave the cops information, she says, basically she's implying because Tony uses a lot of fake names. And I believe she said that to the cop last night too. No, because they keep changing their name, right? So right now it's a single person that changes their name. Will her answer stay that way?
She's persistent. This is some shit like out of a Lifetime movie. She makes up so many names, has so many pages, so many aliases, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if she said that wasn't her, if she gave you another name, it's her. I don't have enemies, okay? I've never had a problem here in Rock Island.
She doesn't have enemies. All right.
Ever.
Okay. Did you grow up in the system?
I did.
Okay.
Why do you think I'm trying to protect my kid?
She should have asked, why is he asking me, did I grow up in the system? So this is them introducing another piece of evidence that they have verbally via a question, giving her a chance to answer honestly.
Can you think back to a person that you were really close to back then?
Not really. I only keep in contact with a couple of people. That's a cousin of mine that grew up with me in the system.
How about?
What are they? No.
You weren't in a home in Chicago with her?
In Chicago, no. I lived in a home in Addison, Illinois.
Yeah, Addison, Illinois. Was it like Frank? What was the name of it?
Who?
What was the name of the institution that you were with?
Luther Brook Children's Center.
Okay.
I don't know who this person is. They had so many cottages. We had 9 buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was other children there, if we were in a separate cottage, we did not have a cottage with them.
Who did you message last night after the police came?
Y'all, the specific questions. So we're talking about messages now that they've seen, right? Let's see what her immediate answer is as soon as they ask her that. Now that just happened, and they're asking you, not did you message, who did you message? Let's see how she does.
Who were you messaging with when after the police came last night? Send them a video of the police even being here.
I sent it to my family member.
Who's that?
Who's my family member?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because we're seizing your phone, okay?
I understand you're seizing it, but that's like, I should be able to at least call my lawyer still. I shouldn't be held in my own house and not be able to call my counsel.
Well, are you requesting a lawyer right now? Because if you request a lawyer right now, we're done talking.
That's one of the safest things. I'm glad the police officer said, especially when you phrase it as I'm being held in my house without access to a lawyer. That's the best thing, because you could have negated a lot of things that would happen after this point if you don't stop, pause, because she's giving herself away so much. I can see someone accidentally getting excited and not wanting to ruin the chance of getting her to say more. So I'm really glad he did stop and ask her, are you requesting your lawyer?
And then what? You're going to arrest me?
I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to search your house.
We're going to search his house.
Also, I have to commend them on how they answered that, because she, with that warrant and what they find, they're going to arrest her. But if they say that as if, well, we have to stop asking you questions if you want your lawyer, and if she asked it that way, it can sound like exactly what's opposite of Miranda rights, which is I cannot threaten you or promise anything for you to answer our questions. And it could have been framed that way had they been like, if we're stopping now, you're under arrest. So that could have hurt them later. So I'm glad that they just said, we don't know, we're searching.
Upside down. Somewhere here we need to get to the bottom of this Zion thing. And this is coming from other people. This is
I can't help it when people call and make allegations against me. People do this every day out of spite.
Laterica gave pretty details. She knows you. She knows your whole All your kids.
If this person gave this information, your question to them should have been, if you knew about this, why are you just now reporting it?
She's reported.
Deflecting. That's the deflecting. She did report it no matter how long she waited, but this is the same woman that I think was the anonymous caller back in December 2022. And then tried again, as they're about to say, in June of 2023. But that's a crazy deflection.
It a couple times.
Reported it a couple of times.
Back in June, an officer called and talked to you.
And when did she say this supposed to happen?
You tell me.
Well, I'm asking you because she's the one that's making all the reports.
I mean, you haven't given us anything besides that somebody's stolen your identity.
Because I don't have anything to give you. Are they at the back door or are they at the front door?
I don't know. They're probably your dog.
Okay, because you want me to give you something. I don't have anything to give you, sir.
But you're saying you don't know who this girl is, but
I don't. People envy me every day. I have a very successful business. Hear me out.
Hear me out though. Right after that officer left last night, you texted this person and was talking to him.
Pictures of now.
Well, we have to take pictures of the whole house, and then
she's getting distracted by what the officers off camera are doing with that warrant.
Search, just to show that we're not like breaking stuff and everything else like that.
Destroying your place.
So you were pissed off that the officers were here, and then you.
I didn't know who it was because I thought it was this girl that found my number again because nobody has my number. So I thought it was her harassing me again.
Okay. I don't know if she initiated the first message last night, but it would make sense if she did, she being the one we're looking at on camera right now, because it was right after that cop left her house. And this cop phrase is, who were you talking ish with last night? Who did you send pictures to last night? That doesn't sound like that's the person that's been stalking and harassing you. It sounds like you reaching out to a person to tell them, maybe because you can't hold it in, whatever reason. This don't sound like one of your stalkers. Also want to point out, she said, I have a lot of people, basically she said, a lot of people are jealous of me on social media because I have a business or whatever. Remember when she first said it was one person using a lot of different names? If you see another name, it's that same person. Now we're starting to get to, it's groups of people now. Now we've multiplied.
That's why I told the officer last night.
Who did you text? And
I thought it was Tony. Catch a break from this.
We have the whole text thread between you two right after the officers left.
It's pretty personal with each other too. Like you guys very well know each other.
But I thought
it's talking about somebody's daughter. It's talking about it's going back.
Because people are shitty. They say crap about your kids for what?
But you guys know each other. It's not a random just I'm texting a stranger getting mad. It's you two know each other.
You know what? People come after me all the time, and these are the same people I lend my hand to.
Now, she said she had no enemies earlier. Now people come after her all the time, who she's such a genuine person to, who she lends her hands to.
I pay for lawyers for people. I've helped people do things. So people envy you all the time. What can you do about it? People purposely want to destroy you. What can I do about that?
Okay, and that could be, but that's where we need to put some explanations to some things here, and especially with this 10-year-old boy.
Okay, she wants to what? Do what to me? Do what?
I don't know. You're the one accusing of that.
These are people that I've helped. Okay.
Who? What people?
Who? Probably 9 times out of 10. Anybody in your reports, I have been a genuine person to. I have helped them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything is in that text thread, all you can see me saying is, I've never done no wrong to you.
But who?
So she specifically refers to their report to say 9 out of 10 people in your report, I've helped them. So I wonder who all does she suspect is in that report trying to tell the cops about what she may have done. That's one thing, because that's real crazy that 9 out of 10 people in the cops report that they haven't even told you anybody but really Laterica, and you're saying that you've helped them. So I feel like guilty brains talking, because whoever you have been revealing things to, you're probably suspecting them of now. I ain't gonna say turning against you, but basically informing the cops that something's not right. There may be a child that is not alive. Let's see. And basically she's saying, she's trying to say that the whole text thread is made up because people envy you and want to destroy you all the time. night and keep going. I was checking my notes.
Was that?
I was so upset last night. I was texting a lot of people because I was upset that the police were here. I was rattled. My kids were disturbed. We didn't get any sleep last night. Can you imagine how many?
Well, the officer was only here for like 4 minutes. So
he was here for 4 minutes, but you know what? That was 4 minutes of my kids seeing this officer ask me these kind of questions.
Hyperbole, deflection. Now, last night, the kids didn't get sleep after that officer, who kept his voice at a very meek tone, basically kind of joked around with her like, yeah, this sounds a little crazy to me too. I get you, no problem. We'll get the warrant. He was there for about 4 minutes or so. Body cam timed it. So you get to see that time right there. But she's like, it kept her kids up all night because she's the victim. Okay.
Waking up out of their sleep with Uranus accusations and me not being able to sleep all night.
But
she said it again. She said it last night. I don't know what Uranus accusations is. What word do you think she's trying to say right there, by the way?
We have a duty to investigate that.
I understand.
And with what was said and the allegations and everything that was going on.
Yes, I understand. I understand your position.
I didn't know what I was going to walk.
You know what? I wish I'd have let him in last night, but I was exercising my right as a citizen to say you cannot just violate my right because someone makes a crazy call and tell you something. If you guys responded to calls like that all the time, you know how many lawsuits
look at how I'm looking at it. Okay, we get this call. An officer comes. You said I don't even have a son. You said I don't even have a son, and then I do some digging in this DCFS case where Zion was there and they documented that, and then I go and look on public aid and Zion is you claim him as getting public aid. So you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I see exactly where you're coming from.
So we're here to get to the bottom of this. So
people will look at your life on social media.
Do you have anything from the IRS in paperwork here?
I do not have anything from the IRS in paperwork. You know what? I have it on my phone, I believe. No,
why wouldn't they send it to you in
what do you mean,
paper?
like as far as what happened with my taxes?
Well,
tax fraud and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I have a tax advocate. I can get all of that information from her because she's the one that was fighting for me with this situation. She sure was. I can get all that information from her.
But the part that we're having a hard time grasping here is with this Zion, because a DCFS worker in Chicago physically talked to Zion at a period of time.
I mean, there was no one interviewed in my home.
And then now he is on these records so you can say fraud that somebody's added a name on that.
Is in your home. People call and make allegations and say people are in your home, but they don't necessarily mean.
They don't come to a your house. They're finding out who everybody is.
But the call that was made.
Investigator that came out and physically spoke with you investigating this.
But it involved the people that you're mentioning to me.
Because every one of these, every one of your kids has their social security number on here.
It didn't involve the people that you're mentioning.
This is when it clicked. She remembered the instance that could have led to the confusion.
And I possibly had some visitors. It was probably the summertime.
So where would they get the name Zion Staples?
Zion Staples.
I don't know. People make it up all the time. People make it up all the time.
But see, DCFS,
like her right now, people make stuff up all the time. You are making up so much, and it's so bad. I don't even know why she chose to waive her Miranda rights, because this talking is crazy to me. But that's how people do. I believe in her head. Like y'all said, she's probably the stalker. I believe in her head she is the main character. She's the birthday. She believes people really want her life and that she can use that to say the world's against her. I believe she thinks she's the smartest person in the room, because she'll mention later. And I don't think that every nursing student necessarily thinks this. I think you are very smart if you are a nursing student. But I think some people take the fact that they're in school and then think that they can just outthink other people because they are doing a very complicated type of education. Like, I'm not taking that away, but it doesn't translate to then being able to outmaneuver people in their line of education. And I think a lot of these people that go for higher education keep thinking you can just outmaneuver everything just because you got a certain specialized part of higher education. That's not how that works. It's not how that works. So I think she keeps talking because she really believes she's the smartest person in the room and thinks she can talk herself out of this.
Does not come into your home and say, okay, have the neighbors over and let's do all this personal stuff that affects you and your family in front of all these other people.
They did.
They do it with you.
They did.
They do it with your family.
They did, though. They very much did that.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
And I got a lawyer. And my lawyer dealt with it. Because
a lot of lawyers floating around with her. We got suing DCFS for $11.5 million. I wonder if she have a lawyer for this protection stuff she's claiming. The fraud stuff. First she said tax advocate, then she changed it to I think like tax repair person or something like that. But she got a lot of things she got people on retainer for.
That is wrong. And they actually put me down on the list because of this person making false calls. They have something that you have to file within 10 days after someone makes so many calls. They will flag the system to say that these people are making false calls. I've been dealing with it all my life. I've been a ward of the state, but you know what? I'm a woman that I've turned my life around. I'm a nursing student, and I do my best to take care of my kids.
But you're talking about like with the tax stuff. That's if that's true, they got your social security number. Mm-hmm. How is every one of your kids' social security numbers on here?
My tax records don't have what you're asking me about. They're not on my taxes.
You don't claim your kids on your taxes?
I claim my kids, but but what you're inquiring me about is not on my taxes.
Zion.
It's not on my taxes. It's not on my tax returns.
There's no like cousin, anybody named Zion that you know of?
Yeah, we got cousins in the family named Zion. Yeah. But we have a long lineage of Staples too. So
yeah. And so I know sometimes this is what happens. People will say, "Hey, why don't you claim my kid as living with you so we get a bigger we'll split it."
They do
and if that might be something that was happening, then that's something that might have happened. We're not the IRS, okay?
And I ain't trying to get locked up for fraud either because I didn't commit it.
So is somebody else, I don't know, do you file your own? Do you have somebody prepare them for you?
I have a tax preparer. I have a professional tax preparer.
Do you have any of that paperwork here?
I don't have any paper copies because this is why they're in a storage unit.
What company do you use?
The public storage unit.
That was a moment of if you can you can hear. I'm horrible at hearing somebody the first time because it takes me a while to focus that they're talking to me. Even if we're mid-conversation, I get I get rightfully observed spacing out a lot. It's not an accusation. I space out a lot. So I'm a person. I'm gonna try to use some context clues. But you know damn well they was not asking you the name of the storage company. They asked you the name of the tax preparer company you use. You talk about this fraud, somebody's helping you, stolen identity. They don't care about the storage company name. They talking. You want the name of the storage? No, they're not asking about the storage company.
No, for your taxes.
Oh, tax layer.
Okay.
I can get you a copy of that. I have no problem with rendering those tax returns if that's what you want.
We can get them from the IRS as well.
Go ahead.
I mean, they'll tell us.
I'll sign a release for it. Where's the paper?
You don't have to sign a release for it. We've already got a warrant to come into your house, honey. We didn't want to have to, but we ended up having to.
That's crazy. If I'd have known that y'all was going to come like this and embarrass me in the neighborhood, I've been here almost 7 years. I ain't never had a problem with the police. The police has never been here, even though my husband is...
Now it's about them embarrassing her. Now she's embarrassed. She got everybody's after her. Everybody's jealous. Everybody's filing false reports on her to DCFS. Now she's also a victim of identity theft, IRS fraud or whatever, and now they're embarrassing her in her neighborhood.
A serial abuser.
Yeah, but
yes, and she's also a victim of abuse, which may be true, but when you add it to the lies and why the police are here, at this time, I don't care. I care about victims of abuse, but one, I don't know if she's put so much doubt in there. I don't have anything for her to address that part for me. That's what I'll say.
I fled from him. You know now? He's probably going to get my address now.
Well, what did the officer tell you last night while he was here?
He said because a weird call came through and he wanted to clarify with me what happened. And I explained to him.
But what did he tell you in detail? What did he tell you?
He said that he was just going to flag it as a harassment call.
What did he tell you he was here for?
He said, he told me that he was here because someone called and made allegations and said I had a son that committed suicide. That's what he said to me. That's what he said to me.
And he said that where could that son possibly be?
He said in the basement. That's what he said.
Okay.
Since I haven't watched the end of this video, I am wondering, because I don't know where it's going to go, was the son in the basement? Because that's probably what she told that friend she'd be texting and calling back from when they were both wards of the state that she grew up with. Then the cop comes last night without a warrant. Does she move her son's remains into a different part of the house or backyard or something? Were they actually ever in the basement at that time, or she had already moved him somewhere else? That's part I'm wondering, the actual location of where are they going to find the remains of her son? Are they going to find the remains of her son? I think they are based on the title of the video, but that's the questions I have because I only made it up to the 44-minute mark on here.
But I exercised my right and told him that I cannot let you in and disrupt my home based off of an allegation.
And that is 100% you're right. And that forces the next hand for us where we got a judge to grant us permission to come in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where that came from. That came there. We went and got
because
that.
That's a very serious allegation.
Because it's a super serious allegation. Right. And you did exercise your right, which is totally fine.
And I'm not fighting you off in
No. And that's why we came like this, is because that just makes this go, well, she had nothing to hide. Just kind of a little
I wish I would have let him in last night. I promise you I do now that I've been embarrassed for the whole neighborhood.
Why is it?
People are spiteful. Let me tell you something.
But no. Why is it that state aid is under your name with all your kids and including the Zion?
I haven't.
That's a straight question. Why is state aid under your name for all of your kids, including Zion? Go back so we can see her answer to this very straightforward question.
That state aid is under your name with all your kids and including the Zion.
I haven't.
Are you claiming him for somebody else to get a better return and kick a little money off the side? Because I really don't care about that. I know it happens all the time.
We need to get this figured out.
I just want to make sure that
because this is what's going to happen here. We're going to end up going on a manhunt looking for some Zion. Because now we got this allegation.
Because in our eyes, this kid exists.
Yeah, 100%. And if the kid doesn't exist, the kid doesn't exist. If it's a family member's kid that you're claiming to get a little extra cash, hey, I ain't gonna hold that against you. I understand that. It's reasoning how people survive. It's tough. You got 4 here. I mean, you get a bigger tax return at the end.
I have 4 children here that I don't get no help with. Okay.
But that's what they're saying. Is somebody else claiming your kids on so they can claim 9 kids? And get aid and come here is because the public health is telling us that the aid is under this address, under these kids' names, right?
Yep.
And if the aid's coming to those kids' names and it's still coming to your address, no one stole anything because the benefits are coming to your house, not to a different routed address. So can we please let that go? I just don't even know why she's still trying. Well, she's fighting for the freedom she thinks she can still have, but it's over. It's a wrap.
Funds coming in from it, and that's public health. If there's a kid that we can go I don't care if it's here, in Indiana, Chicago, whatever, we can send somebody and say, "Yep, I am Zion Staples," and this
anybody can do that.
And another officer. Let me finish. No. Let me finish here. Okay, if you are claiming people back and forth amongst family members to get bigger returns. Our biggest concern is that we can have somebody with law enforcement say, this is Zion, this is what's going on, and he is fine. Because right now, we have a person that exists, but we can't lay eyes on him, and it's a child. Okay.
So an innocent person, would that not be one of the most reasonable requests? Let's say you ended up being like me, and I said, I'm going to wait till they get the warrant because too many things have happened where I don't feel quite safe to let you in at night without even official documentation and just come back. So they're in the daytime. They have multiple POVs of the cameras and they're there on official duty. You have certain rights under that warrant as well, like they're trying not to destroy her stuff and stuff like that. And all they're saying is, I just want to know the welfare of Zion. Did you just claim on your taxes, but he doesn't live with you, or whatever it is? As an innocent person right there, if I'm talking, I'm definitely going to say, okay, this is his actual primary residence. I'm not going, and he is at this address right now, alive and well. That's all I have to say, because you might not want to implicate yourself in possible tax fraud, but you definitely should be letting them know if the little boy is alive and well. This is where he is. He's fine. Yes, he was on my taxes. And I don't have nothing to say, but everything but answering that question when all they hear about is this little boy. Every question is about this little boy, and you don't answer. Why can't you answer?
That's what they're saying.
That noise.
It's just
It's the beeping.
So that's what we're looking at. So if this is what's going on, if you have a cousin, a sister, a brother-in-law, a friend, or whatever claiming kids, or you're claiming them on that, and you guys are splitting some extra money, I get that. The biggest concern that we have here is that we need to make sure that this kid is safe. And in the time since the officer was here last night, and the time that an officer had called you back in June, that we can say, nope, she's totally clear. There's nobody here. There's nobody here.
And harassed. I'm telling you, I have.
They want to know the welfare of a little boy, and we're going back to I'm being stalked and harassed.
Went through every avenue to get away from my husband, the people that he's.
This has nothing to do with your husband.
We're on the Zion is where we're at right now. We need to get this needs to be rationalized. It needs to be put out, and we need to get this cleared up.
People are trying to turn my life upside down. They think I have all of this. I don't have anything. I'm a simple person. Sure. I work a job to take care of my kids. But
how come Zion is coming back to you in your address through public aid?
Man, this is crazy. I don't know. I think I'm being framed. That's what I think is going on. I'm telling you, y'all not going to believe me, but I am being framed. I am.
So who's framing it?
I just told you.
Like I said, this didn't come from anybody involving your husband.
I'm telling you, it's coming from a whole group of people, okay? They know. I can show you my phone.
I just want to go back to, she said, I don't have enemies. And if you see different names, it's Tony, my ex's girlfriend, making up different names, Facebook pages. Remember, it was just Tony. Now, again, we multiplied the people to there's a whole group of people, or it's coming from a whole group of people.
Because on your phone, when that officer left, you were calling because the officer messed up.
Is defending someone that lives in his city against some Uranus accusations, and I'm exercising my right as a.
We back to Uranus accusations. Okay. So Teresa says, did they get the search warrant yet? If not, I think that's why the cops are still there. They're in her house because they obtained the search warrant in the morning that they're now in her house. Last night when it was dark, they did not have a search warrant. They respectfully left, came back with an approved search warrant, and they are searching the mess out of this house right now. So you don't hear them because they're all spread out in different parts of the house. One thing is about to come up in the next couple minutes, though, that you'll see the result of them searching the house, but they have authorization. They're in her house only because they do possess that search warrant, and they are executing that search warrant. They're just out there doing their job. These two apparently are assigned to keep asking her questions, but they rolled deep. It was I can say at least I saw two other cops, I believe, because one's gonna come and talk about what they just found, and then I saw the woman cop go upstairs, or she went somewhere. She had blonde hair. I don't know who went upstairs with the kids or not, but there's at least, I'm going to say 4 deep in that house right now. 2 talking to her and 2 other ones.
Citizen, does that make sense?
I'm confused. What are you talking about?
You said he messed up his.
And you texted her right after the officer left.
Ask yourself, what is her motive? Ask yourself, what is her.
That's crazy. Deflecting again. She wants the cops to ask themselves, what's the motive of the person that reported her? Which I think naturally they are going to do, because you don't know if someone's automatically done something. So I'm pretty sure they have naturally asked themselves this, but to get the warrant, the type of warrant they got where they can seize her phone and search her whole house, they've questioned some motives. I promise you, and the judge approved it. They're definitely asking who has the motives right about now.
I don't know.
In my home.
I didn't, you know, when I first got assigned this case, I was like, what the hell is this? And then we did digging with DCFS and public aid and everything else, and stuff starting to line up and everything else. So that's how we were granted a search warrant. Because you already lied to the officer last night saying you didn't have a son when you do have a son.
But he didn't about the son in question that he asked me about.
I got to go back. That was the other key moment, I think, before I almost ran out of time, before the last key moment comes. She blames that cop from last night for not asking her a proper question. And that's why she said she had no son. That's what she's going with on this one. And she's back to tears. I was unpausing, or I was muting to actually say she's back to crying again. We're back on the roller coaster. She got indignant, questioned other people's intelligence and common sense. She has been fearful. She's been a lot of things, but I can tell you what she has not been is honest.
So that's how we were granted a search warrant. Because you already lied to the officer last night saying you didn't have a son when you do have a son.
But he didn't about the son in question that he asked me about.
You said I do not have a son.
But because he didn't ask me the correct question. The correct question is the name.
This is where she thinks she got smart again. You see that switch up? This is where she think I gotcha. Sorry, I'm going back because I just can't believe how she keeps switching up. Like the display is crazy and very fascinating to me. But she did that hand clap and she went back to, you guys are dumb. You didn't ask the right question.
You said I do not have a son.
But because he didn't ask me the correct question. The correct question is the name that he gave me. I cannot acknowledge that. I can only acknowledge who I've given birth to.
You say, I don't have a son named Zion. I have a son named so-and-so, instead of just saying, I don't have a son. Because then
okay. Little specification there. I can only acknowledge who I gave birth to. Now, damn. Okay. All right. So we talking now, she's specifying who possibly passed, not who she claimed as a dependent son, but who she may have given birth to, which honestly, up until this point, I rewatched that part and heard her say, that part, I thought she had given birth to Zion. I don't know if she has or hasn't now because, again, I'm about 2 minutes away from where I had to stop the video. But yeah, that's interesting. But a reasonable person, if you're the jury and you're watching this, I'm back. I'm gonna wait it out. If I bleep out, I'm giving 3 minutes before I end the live because I don't know what this is. But anyway, what I was saying was a reasonable person, if you're on the jury, I believe a reasonable person on the jury would be like, that's a crazy way to answer the question. They didn't ask if they were your biological son. A reasonable person would be asking or be wanting you to answer. They say, do you have a son named Zion in the house? And you say, I only have 4 girls. You don't even name who's possibly this other male child. You name no male child. Then if the Zion thing comes up and she actually was caring for a Zion, I believe a jury member would believe a reasonable person would still be, they would infer, they know what the cop is asking. They're asking about the welfare of a child. Even if they don't get the relation right, they're still asking about the welfare of a child. Do they exist? So this is a horrible way to be asking or to be answering this and then trying to justify why you didn't answer it honestly.
That's all we have.
Because at that point, what do you think? I was scared. I'm feeling like I'm under, what is going on? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to exercise my right. Do I need a lawyer?
Well, that officer was joking with you and everything else. So it wasn't like you were stressed out.
He was cool, but you got friendly officers and you got officers that play good cop and bad cop.
Absolutely.
So in this situation, in that immediate situation, I have 4 children in my home and they're my immediate processes to protect them because I don't know what I'm up against. So yes, I did that to protect my children. I had no idea what his motive was coming and what he was coming to do and ask me for.
But he showed you what he was coming to ask you about. It was a very plain question. There was nothing in his demeanor. Again, I'm going to say a reasonable person could think he's trying to force you to answer something. He's threatening you, tricking you. It's a very plain, simple question. She needs to stop while she's behind. She just needs to stop.
Ask me. But the only thing I could think of was because these people have been a persistent issue in my life, harassing me through Facebook. We can go. Y'all
But
want
these people that are harassing
warrants,
you, this person that made the complaint is not one of those people.
Let me tell you something. This girl is jealous. Whoever this is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is.
Let's say this.
You grew up with her.
Okay, let's say this.
The whoever this is, girl, if you came in later, is the one she literally messaged right after that cop last night came to her door, and she sent pictures. Apparently, she was insulting the cops and saying all kinds of stuff, and they already have the text thread to know that that's what she was doing. So when she's saying whoever this girl is, it's the person she personally knows that she was messaging.
They know that I'm suing DCFS for $11.5 million. Okay.
Okay.
Just when things were starting to make sense here, the officers found something that flipped the whole case around.
For the last 5 months, I went to work and I have
Birth certificate?
what is that?
Birth certificate.
For Zion Staples.
Zion Staples.
That's not mine.
Sushi Staples. Child. It's found in your room.
We
along
need
with the Social
to
Security card.
get this
Stop
figured out. Stop
lying.
It's over.
Where's that kid? You need to come clean because we're not going anywhere. This is just, you're just going to dig yourself a bigger grave now. I asked you if there's anything with Zion's name in this house. You said no. So let's start all over, okay? Who is Zion?
Because we're starting with something that we're being told really terrible, and then we're talking about down here with maybe fraud. We don't know. But somewhere along here, we need to get the full thing here and understand what this is. So what is the part of this that this really is? Because you know what they told you last night, and that's something horrible.
That's
but then there's
horrible.
And then we're talking about, are you getting benefits from a child that doesn't exist but have all this stuff for? We need to know the truth here. It's done. It's over. We're in the middle of this now. We have evidence to show this now.
So let's start over. Who is Zion? Is he your son? I mean, the cat's out of the bag now. I need to know.
Can I just get my kids somewhere safe, please?
We need to. Here's the thing, hon.
I will go with you where you want to go. Just let me call my family. That's it.
We need to
come get my kids. That's it.
We need to open up and talk about this.
Oh.
And I know this might be the toughest thing you've ever done, but we have to figure this out now. This is as serious gets, and we need to understand what's going on here. We're too far in now. Okay. Let's take a moment here. Let's relax, but we've got to get this discussed and get it out in the open.
If you are here at this moment and you're watching this either in replay or live right now, I try not to ask often. I'm not trying to beat y'all at the head with it, but if you don't mind, these are the type of things that are really a passion and interest for us over here. If you don't mind sharing for me, just if you think some other people would enjoy watching this with other people and kind of sharing their thoughts as they watch it, I'd really, really appreciate it. If nothing else, please like the live. Even if you don't stay the whole time, please hit the like button. It does help. And if you're replay, please hype up the video if you have any hypes left. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. If nothing else, for the note taking I had time to take. If for nothing else, I appreciate y'all.
I can see this is eating you up. This is eating you up inside, okay?
Oh my God.
Who is Zion?
I will talk to you. But can I please just have my family come and get my kids?
Do you have family here?
They're 2.5 hours away, but they can come get my kids, please. And I'll talk to you, okay? And that's my word.
We'll see what we can do, okay?
Stay right there.
What came next was so cold, even seasoned detectives were shaken.
The person that made this call, hypothetically, if they knew that something supposedly happened and waited to report something like that.
This is beyond where I watched before I watched with y'all. I know we're not back at this. I know we're not back at why didn't somebody else report it sooner? I thought we were finally getting to the point of what happened to Zion. Where is Zion? That's why I did not think, I should have known based on her pattern. I did not think she was going to bring this back up and talking about blaming somebody else that actually did go to the authorities. Why did they wait so long?
What would that make them?
It wouldn't make them anything worse than the person that actually did whatever you have done, ma'am.
What would that make them?
A witness.
An accessory after the fact? Because what? They came to you with this allegation.
I told y'all she coming in here thinking she know their job better than they know their job. Not her sitting here. See, she thinks she dropped another knowledge bomb. She's thinking she said something. When she said, would they be an accessory after the fact? You had 8 months to look up what an accessory after the fact is. The cop is right. They have a witness that is trying to do the right thing that may have been a little scared. But again, the witness, the very first time, even had they not, they still could have been just scared. But let me tell you again, the witness called the cops a few days after that woman told her what happened. They may not know the whole story, but they wanted a welfare check for that little boy a few days after they told what happened. That's probably enough time to tell yourself, I got to do something. What should I do? I don't want my name in it, all this other things. And her name seems like it's still in it, unfortunately, but she did the right thing. But alerting them at all is still better than nobody ever saying anything. And this woman said accessory after the fact.
And decided they wanted to use it when they got upset.
We're not blaming anybody else, okay?
We need to know what happened before we start getting to that point.
Because we could work stuff out on the back end on that, but I don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened until you tell us. And that's the issue.
I just asked for one thing, to get my kids.
Okay, and he's checking on that, okay?
Because my kids have nothing to do with this. Okay. And I've been in the system and it would not be fair to them. So I'm just asking for a chance for my kids to go with family. That's it. You could take me all day long if that's what you want to do.
That's not what we want, is just to figure out the truth and get this taken care of and dealt with. It's not all about here against you, taking you, arrest you. It's about figuring this situation out.
Because if you think we're just going to take your kids or something like that, that's not even what DCFS is going to do. All right. They would want to place them with family.
At this point, she began opening up about why she was so upset.
They said that to me. They said that same thing to me and separated me from my brothers and sisters.
I'm sorry, but this is still deflecting from me. And they already said she was an actual ward of the state. This is deflecting because there's a crime she has committed. And if she has family and the family's gonna take the kids in, that part's we're done. She's still stalling, I feel like, trying to get her brain to work, especially when she looked them upside their head like they really didn't think about why did the caller wait so long to call. Again, I don't even think she's aware that somebody called in December, though, when it actually happened, of the past year. She didn't know about the June one. I think she thought something happened starting in July. But either way, I just feel like this is her buying time. I don't believe that she's emotional about her kids being separated at this time.
Never saw my mom again. That place with me repeatedly for 9 years. I have daughters upstairs. I don't ever want them to go through that ever. So
For Christ's sake, I had my first baby at 15 because I was raped by people that were supposed to be protecting me.
Then you should have gotten some therapy along with the public aid assistance you were getting for 5 children. You have to take care of yourself as an adult. That does not need to be weaponized in this moment about a little boy that is apparently decaying somewhere in your home. No. And that's after she's already pulled everything else, stalked, harassed, identity theft, people jealous, blah, blah, blah. Now we're on to this one is the next thing we're going to, abuse. Then we're going here. And if you came in later, I'm not minimizing if she was or wasn't abused. I'm saying that the totality of how she has been handling this, that is not what's going right now. They just need to know about the welfare of a 10-year-old boy.
DCFS, do you think I want that to happen to my kids?
No, nobody wants that.
Do you think I want my kids to be a statistic in the system?
No.
I'm trying to break that. I'm trying to live my life and take care of my kids, improve society. Otherwise, that I'm not a statistic and that I can take care of my children and I can work. I'm a nursing student, for Christ's sake.
So while they're dealing with that, all right, we need to get to the bottom of this. Okay. They're staying here with right now. They're not going anywhere. Okay. So can we just start from the beginning and say what happened?
While her concerns are valid, none of them relate to the child that led to this welfare check in the first place.
We just need to know what happened. Was there an accident?
This has been weighing on you for a little bit, and you can tell. Let's get it in the open.
You say you care about your kids, right?
I do.
Okay. Well, what happened to Zion?
Speak for him. Speak for him.
He needs his closure and his rest, and we need to find him. Can you be strong for him and tell us what happened?
Am I gonna go to jail for fraud?
I know she did not just ask, is she going to jail for fraud when she's at minimum hidden a whole body that has, a child's body that has been decaying for 8 months. I know she did not just ask if she's going to jail for fraud.
That's not our decision. You know,
because I'm gonna take what you tell me and I'm gonna call a state's attorney.
But the big thing is we need to know what the whole deal is. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, we just gather all the facts and present them, and what the state's attorney decides is what the state's attorney decides. But we need to know the truth about Zion. What's the deal with that?
I needed some extra help, okay? That was it.
What do you mean by that?
I had a person that makes
Wait. Okay, so she's talking about the documents thing. So, because remember they gave her that out of, oh, did he not live with you, but you just put him on your taxes because we know people do that. We're not here to judge you on that. So for the ones that watched it, and I think it was Teresa, Jamie, somebody else in here has watched, Mindy maybe. Is she still not going to admit what she did with Zion? Are we now going to Zion never lived with her, but she just claimed him on her taxes and there was never tax fraud? Is that the step we're on? We'll see. I'm just asking though for the chat.
Documents.
And it was just really hard. Like,
So is Zion a real person?
no,
Tell me about how you got these documents.
I know a person that makes the documents.
Which documents did you get?
IDs, social security cards, birth certificates, things like that. Check stubs, high school diplomas. And they made it for me to have an extra dependent on my income taxes, but I never used it. So I gave it to somebody else to use for theirs so they can get more money.
Okay, that doesn't add up though, because the benefit's coming to you at this house.
Yeah, so that was the thing. I get the benefits and they filed the taxes.
That's the split.
That's the split.
So how come DCFS in Chicago?
Because that was the documentation that I had. We gave it to public aid, so that's how it was registered. And as you know, DCFS, they have a system when they go into public aid, they are able to see everyone that is listed. And he was on those public aid documents.
So who was the real little boy that DCFS talked to a few years ago back in Chicago?
Because of the information that I had submitted to them.
So was there a DCFS investigator at your house?
There was a DCFS investigator at my house, but the only person she saw was my son, my 4 daughters, and her boyfriend. The other child that was there was from my ex-husband's side of the family, but his name was not Zion.
Did they think that was Zion then, or what?
I have no idea. I believe this just happened because he was listed as a person in my public aid documents, like
in your jacket.
In my jacket, that was it. It never.
But that doesn't make sense. And I'm hearing you, Paulette. Did you watch this video before? But yeah, that doesn't make sense because the whole documentation from DCFS was them documenting who they spoke to and what they said, not, oh, we just listed every child claimed in the house. That's not what happened in Chicago.
Like, this is not even a part, like, he was on my documents. So I was scared because I don't want to get the person in trouble that makes the documents. But they cut me off, which the girl really did steal my information this time around, but I was receiving benefits in Chicago. But this time around, this girl really did steal all my information that I had. Because originally he was supposed to be submitted for my tax return, but I did not file him. I passed him along, like, to someone else to file.
Who?
This person. Huh?
Who? You heard me. Who? Did you pass it on to?
He just did the hunt. If you can hunt, you can hear. He said, you heard me.
I passed it on to a friend.
Who? Name?
Byron, but he never filed it because he said he was too scared because the documents weren't real. So he didn't want to get flagged by the IRS. So basically it was my money wasted down the drain.
Do you pay for these documents?
I did.
How much?
Over $500.
She just had to think about it because she ain't pay for no damn documents. Okay, so she doesn't want to give fake doc creator's name because she doesn't want to get them in trouble. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Says the docs were made for her, and when we're saying docs, we're talking about social security number and birth certificate. This is what she's claiming. The cops is like, but the benefits are coming to you. She's saying she's splitting it with somebody. Then she's saying DCFS is basically only pulling lists of kids' names in the house, still trying to get away from the fact that they personally spoke to a little boy that was identified as Zion. Whether, and I'm saying this because I don't know the end, whether it was actually Zion or not, or whether it was Cantrell or whoever, she's acting like they didn't speak to a little boy that was her son in Chicago a few years ago. And then she said she was going to give Byron the fake documents next to file Zion on his taxes, but he decided not to.
Because they look so legitimate. This person is really good at what they do. They make real IDs. They make everything. Hell, they can give you a whole new identity if you ask for it.
Where they at?
In Chicago. I haven't had contact with this person in about 4 years. So that was the last time I received any documents from them.
What she didn't realize at the time was that she wasn't the only one the cops wanted to talk to.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
If we talk to the kids, what are the kids going to say about Zion? Your kids.
They're going to tell you the same thing. They know who their brothers are. If you want me to dig deeper into my history about how many children I have no problem with that. But you know what? My past, I'll put it behind me. And there's some things that I can't change. But the only thing I can change is now, and me being a better mother to my kids that I have now. I had my first baby at 14 and a half, 15 years old. And I didn't know nothing about being a mother because I didn't have one.
So sorry. Talk about that in therapy. Stick to the topic for today. We're not here to talk about you being a teenage mother right now.
Okay? All I knew was this street life.
So when we talk to your kids, are they going to tell you that they had a brother named Zion who's away on vacation? Is that what they're going to tell us? Staying with grandpa?
What?
So we're going to talk to your kids. We are. There's no way around that. Okay? And when we ask them if they have any brothers, are they going to tell us we have a brother Zion, but he's been gone for 6 months in vacation or anything like that? Because if they do, that's going to put a big damper on this story and make things look really.
No, but I'm going to ask you this, that my kids have counsel presence.
You don't.
That's not how that works.
Part of it.
But you can't.
Yeah, we
you
can.
can't question my kids
Yes, we can.
without counsel.
Absolutely.
I think this goes a lot deeper than a fraud issue. You've got passages out there in the Bible that are underlying that. I think this goes a little deeper than a fraud.
Oh, they done found some things. Hold on. I'm trying to finish out my note, but they keep dropping gems. Let's see. That's a great question because they don't know if the kids necessarily know Zion is harmed or he's not coming back. So that's a very child question to ask. If we talk to the kids, are they going to say they do have a brother named Zion, but he's been on vacation for a few months? Because, the child, they're usually not going to know like the bad that happened to somebody, but they're going to notice the person I'm used to having in my life hasn't been here for a long time. She said, okay, we don't care about when you had your first. We don't. Does she done gave up some kids also? I don't know. I don't know. I can't do the math so I don't want to say no, she hasn't, but she said she didn't want her kids split up like she got split up in the system. So that made me assume none of the kids have been split up yet, but I don't know for sure, Kim. Yes, I'm here for it. Now, I do still hope they have someone that is trained at how to question a child, which they do have detectives that, they have the specialized training for that. But yeah, your kids are going to be questioned. That you see, she switched up again when somebody else got brought in, and then they said something about if they asked the grandfather too, what will the grandfather say? Didn't they say something about a grandfather? That attitude switched up again. Sock Passe said, all I know is the street life officer. So when we talk to your kids, are they going to know about Zion? He ain't trying to hear that. Right. So she has a thing underlined under Psalm 20. It says, send thee help from the sanctuary and strengthen thee out of Zion. So they found one of her Bibles, and that's the part that they found marked at some point. And they're mentioning it here while they're questioning her. So I wonder if they had to find it during the search warrant, I would think.
fraud issue.
It passages in the Bible. It's a Bible.
That mentions Zion and it's underlined. If Zion was just a money-making scheme and just a fictitious thing, we wouldn't be worried about
But my religion has nothing to do with the allegations. I keep that Bible.
But I can
verse
tell
open
in your emotion that there's something more here than a fraud issue.
You've been through the system, and you're not going to be bawling and crying like that
For over some theft
over a identity
That's a theft
crap.
There's something more here, and we need to get that uncovered. And that's why we're saying, if you're not going to provide it, we are going to talk to the kids too. We need to know what's going on here with this.
What? What's wrong with my? Why is he yelling?
He was talking. He was trying to get somebody else.
There's something more going on here. That's why we were here. And I can tell by your emotion that it's more than a theft issue. And we need to unravel that truth of what's going on there. Because like we said, until we can fully prove and know what's going on, we're going to search till days ends till we uncover and know where this Zion is. And you hold the key to that. And we need to get this figured out. I know you're worried about you and adverse of what comes of all, but
I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about my children.
We need to.
I can fend for myself. They can't. I'm worried about them. I'm worried about my children.
But this was one of your children too. And his soul is not to rest if we don't know what, if it's just like he's erased. He needs to be set free.
There is nobody to set free like you.
So the kids are going to say that they've never had a brother named Zion in their life. That's been erased from their memories.
Because we're gonna look for birth certificates.
What, are they taking my kids out of here? They're taking my kids.
Hey, you told us you would talk to us.
No, I didn't tell you that.
You told us that you would tell us what was going on here.
Mommy, are you okay?
No, what's going on?
She's trying to take us.
What?
No.
Wait. Why are you trying to take my kids out of here?
Because we're gonna talk to them.
But you can't take. No. Can I call my lawyer? Do not talk to them without an attorney. Do you understand me?
Don't touch him.
Serenity, none of you do not speak without an attorney. Do you hear me? Do you understand me, Serenity? Look at me. None of you are to talk to them or answer any questions without an attorney, okay? You understand? Don't answer any questions at all. You understand? You understand? Do not. Instruct Sophia and Olivia to do the same. And A-Marie, do not talk without an attorney. Because now you all are railroading us.
Railroading anybody. We're trying to figure out what is going on.
You're trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
And I just told you. And you're taking my kids out of my home, something you said you was not going to do.
They said that they wouldn't try to split the kids up if they had to take her in. They said, how far away is your family? She said 2.5 hours. And they said DCFS isn't trying to split your kids up. That's what they said. They didn't say the kids wouldn't be removed from the home, because who's going to be there with the kids if in the meantime she was going to go to jail or whatever? Like, they're going to keep her in, especially this home technically is still a suspected crime scene. So they did not make that promise. And she talking about railroaded. You just tell horrible, stupid, unbelievable lies. And you feel, and they're still entertaining a lot of it. And I know they're trying to be patient to get what they want out of her. But like he said, you would not have cried that hard about it just being about some fraud. It's so much. I couldn't even write fast enough.
They're going to a house to be interviewed.
He
told you we were going to. We're not taking them anywhere. We're taking them to go get interviewed.
Call a lawyer, please.
Do you want a lawyer?
Call my family. Now I'm feeling like I'm boxed in. I can't even use my phone to call anyone.
We're seizing your phone. If you want a phone number or something out of there, we can get that for you. So if you want an attorney, we can be done with this, and we're just going to keep digging and digging and digging and digging.
And are you going to bring my kids back in the house?
After they're done interviewed, then DCFS is gonna
my kids without a lawyer though. Like,
they're not in trouble.
They're not.
I'm not there, and you're interviewing
because
them
you're
without
wanting to
me.
control them.
I'm not controlling them.
That's what you're saying. You're
No,
saying you just sat here and instructed them to not talk or do
You're
anything.
taking them to some unknown place and questioning my kids.
We're not going to question them. There's trained professionals that it's called the Child Advocacy Center. Okay.
Thank you. I think we all were waiting to see that, just making sure the kids would be cared for as they were questioned. Would it be a specifically trained type of professional that would question them? So I feel like some of our questions that were answered, if we were asking that, there again, if we go back to when y'all first said, some of y'all were like, look, you could have got that search warrant out the way last night when you know you haven't done anything. I would be okay, especially once I know it's the child advocacy type professional. I would be okay with my kids being questioned because I wouldn't have done what this lady has done.
A police officer
taking them to a center. You just basically
it's a house like a couple miles away from here.
You came and searched my house.
Well, we're not done searching it.
Yeah, with a warrant.
You're interrogating me.
Exactly.
And you are.
She wasn't expecting him to agree with her when she said you're interrogating me. It threw her off. She thought they were going to go on the defensive. They read you your Miranda rights. Yeah, they're interrogating you.
Telling me I can't call family and I can't call a lawyer. I can't call a lawyer and let them know you are here.
They did not deny her calling a lawyer. She keeps asking rhetorical lawyer questions about having access to her lawyer. And when she stated it plainly, when she said, I feel like I'm being held up in my house and I can't even contact my lawyer, they said, do you want to contact your lawyer and stop talking to us? Instead of her saying yes, she said, well, if I say yes, are y'all going to arrest me? And they said, we're not arresting you at all right now. We're trying to find out some things that happened. That's what they said, because they can't threaten or promise about things to get you to answer their questions. But this is the track she wants to stay on because this is the most victim track she can pick right now.
I can't call a lawyer to come here to my house while I'm being questioned by you.
If you want an attorney right now, we'll just be done.
We'll be done.
All right.
But the investigation continues.
Oh.
It's the second time they offered. She might take it because they did show footage of somebody else being questioned, I think, coming up. But they definitely offered her this same opportunity earlier in the video.
Okay.
Okay. Go and turn it on for me.
Oh, no. I'm going to jail. What am I going to jail for? What have I done?
You just admitted to fraud.
So now you're going to railroad me on fraud?
Railroad you what? We're trying to figure out where your kid is.
For Auntie Nettie, you had to take your pain medicine. Look, it's a big bottle, but I'm ready. I have a headache. I have such a headache right now. This woman has worn me down.
You're saying that he doesn't exist.
My kid. So now you're trying to railroad me.
Railroad you what? You did this to yourself.
Just said he didn't. I didn't get any benefits though. I didn't file any IRS returns.
You're in possession of false documentation, and you already said that you signed up and have them for financial aid.
But I didn't. That's what I told you. Someone stole my identity.
You said you did it, but
I told you I bought the documents. I told you I bought the documents. I told you I bought the documents, but they were never used for me. They were never used for me. I never used them. You don't have any proof that I used anything. That's not proof. Anybody could have done that.
Anybody? You said
yes.
You said you did
my
it.
identity was stolen. I'm working with the FBI about it.
Keep lying.
That's the truth. That's the truth. I'm working with the FBI about it.
The FBI doesn't handle fraud, so you'd be handling it with the Secret Service.
No, the FBI does handle fraud. When it comes to IRS tax returns and people stealing your identity, they do handle that.
Right back.
Her name is This is embarrassing. I can get in the car. Do you got to take my dignity away and put me in custody?
We're not gonna put them behind you. Okay. We're gonna walk you to the car real quick, and then we'll get you out of here.
People that haven't treated their victims with dignity, self-respect. Most times, if pain was caused to the victim, but they the first ones to ask the police, "Oh, these cuffs too tight. Oh, you hurt me. Oh, you're embarrassing me." all this other stuff. But it's the audacity. We'll keep going.
Okay.
My neighbor, they've been knowing me for 6 years. You see that badge over there? I work 2 jobs at Genesis.
I hear you.
I go to school out here. God, this is embarrassing. I'm surprised the news ain't present.
Do you want see? She's the type that makes me think she wants the news to be present so she can do the "I'm innocent, they're harassing me," blah blah blah. I think she wants the news present just as much as I think she might be stalking her ex's girlfriend instead of it being in the reverse.
Can I cut the lights off? Well, no, we just.
Well, we're not done in here.
Sushi was taken into custody while the officers on the scene searched the house inch by inch, trying to find any sign of Zion's existence, or worse, his death. But hours and hours passed, and other than the birth certificate, they found nothing. Throughout this time, Sushi was pleading her case, asking for anyone to believe that she was innocent. She couldn't be proven guilty on suspicion alone, but it was still important to go back to the root of all of this, the person who initially called it in. This is a hairdresser from the Rock Island area, but for the sake of her own safety, she wanted to remain anonymous throughout this investigation. She is the key witness in this case, and what she had to say was borderline unbelievable.
Let's just
Thank you, Mindy. I was sitting there just, okay, sorry. Let me try to recall what I was saying. But I hate when I would get myself off of mute. Okay, what I was trying to say was, this is a horrible blur on a person that's supposed to be anonymous. Secondly, why'd you have to put her occupation as hairdresser on there that reduces the anonymity some? You're saying her location. What else? I already said I didn't like the blur on her. And then I was wondering if the trial has already happened. Did they already reveal her identity? So this is kind of a courtesy of the uploader to still try to keep her a little anonymous. I don't know. But I feel like if she's supposed to be anonymous, we don't need all these identifiers. Just let us hear her voice distorted, preferably. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying. Okay, I'll keep going. My bad.
In this case, and what she had to say was borderline unbelievable.
Let's just go back to the very first time she brought this up. So it was she got her on December 23rd. Mm-hmm. She got her haircut. Did she say anything that day?
Yeah, it had to have been that day.
Okay.
It had to have been that day because that's fine. We don't.
Hold on, I want to see this. Oh, they ain't even blurring her. They just blurring her window. Okay, so this is weird. We didn't have to put anonymous on there at this point. We saw her whole face. Okay, so this was a picture of the suspect at the hair salon. Okay, and she was identified on the couch as the hairdresser. All right, this is dated December 23rd, 2022 at 12:05 p.m. Can y'all hear me now? I just want to make sure we caught up. Y'all can't hear me now, right? Yeah, they're blurring out. I thought they were blurring her face, but they're blurring out the frame around her window. Yeah, I don't even think they're trying to hide her face. I was assuming they were based on that close-up they gave us at first, but no, it doesn't look like it. All right, let's continue.
Think that day.
Yeah, it has to have been that day.
Okay.
It had to have been that day because that's fine. We don't talk on the phone, but it's only appointments. She had came in and I think she had, stressed how she was up the night before. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, girl, my friend, I can't even, she didn't say her friend name. She's like, my friend, she going through it real bad. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, she was going to the store. She said her friend from Chicago. She went to the store, and when she got home, when she walked in the house, her kids had shot her son. She said in the head. They had shot her son in the head.
And I'm like, you know, I'm behind her doing her hair, and she's like, they shot her son in the head, and with a gun while she was gone to the store. When she walked in the house, the baby was on the floor, obviously deceased, and she said that the friend had tried to do CPR on him, and he was obviously dead. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's a mess, girl. She don't know what to do. She's a nurse. She just got her nursing. What did she say? She just got her nursing. She didn't want nobody to take her. She don't know what to do because she don't want nobody to take her kids. Nobody's gonna take care of her kids like she take care of her kids. And that I'm like, well, what you mean she don't know what she gonna do? What happened? Did she call the police or you know what's going on? And she's like, nah, she ain't. I said, when it happened? And she's like, last night, girl, last night. She not gonna call them. She trying to figure out what she gonna do. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, she trying to figure out what she gonna do, you know, yada, yada, yada. So that was the end of that appointment. That same day, right after she left, I called my sister. I could call my sister on the phone and she could tell you the story off the back of her head. I called my sister and I'm like, why one of my clients tell me that her friend's son is dead in the house? And my sister was like, what? You know, that's not relevant, but I'm trying to, my sister's like, what? And she's like, I'm like, that don't even make sense. And I'm like, it's crazy as hell. She's like,
before they go on, so I'm trying to get my thoughts before it's revealed on what is happening or, you know, the next thing. But yeah, Vi, I'm with you. So she was telling on herself, and this dummy, who she has shown us how dumb she is, the suspect, not this woman on the couch. By the way she was answering all those police's questions, we already know, just the elevator's not going to the top. But then she even identifies the friend's occupation as nursing, and she's in nursing school. She didn't even have the wherewithal to make up a whole different occupation. I wouldn't say this out loud, period, but I'm not going to give them the same exact occupation I'm going for or that I have. And then saying that you know about it, and then you say it's your friend. So it's not a news story you read and you talk about, oh, yeah, and then she didn't even call the cops and she didn't know what she was going to do, blah, blah, blah. No, you're saying as if you know this friend, and that means that you may be asked, well, why didn't you call the cops? Because you know this now. And it's funny because remember she was saying about the person that told on her, well, why didn't they say anything sooner? Don't they sound like an accessory after the fact and all that stuff? Box of rocks.
Like, you got to call the police. And I said, I don't know nothing, because I honestly thought that her name and I use an online booking service. So some people call me, but they book solely online. So her name that she was booking under was Sushi Pikes, Pikes.
Yes.
So I'm like, her name is Sushi. I don't even know her name. I'm like, she never said her friend name. I'm like, I didn't know Sushi was her real name. You know?
Whoa, my bad. So the hairdresser was not doing Sushi's hair? The friend in the hairdresser's chair was actually the friend of Sushi then? So y'all have to allow me to go back a little bit to try to reframe this in my head. I apologize. Because I thought we were looking at a picture of the suspect in the salon, because they have similar faces. But was this the friend of Sushi that was at the salon? Literally actually telling on her friend Sushi? Which I don't blame her for saying something, but I'm just saying, did I get it wrong? I thought Sushi was in the chair. Yeah, let's go back a little bit. Let's make sure we have this right, because this is very important. Okay, let's go back.
And what she had to say was borderline unbelievable.
Let's just go back to the very first time she brought this up. So it was she got her on December 23rd. She got her haircut. Did she say anything that day?
Yeah, it had to have been that day.
Okay.
It had to have been that day, because that's fine. We don't talk on the phone, but it's only appointments. She had came in, and I think she had, stressed how she was up the night before. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, girl, my friend, I can't even, she didn't say her friend name. She's like, my friend, she going through it real bad. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, she was going to the store. She said her friend from Chicago. She went to the store, and when she got home, when she walked in the house, her kids had shot her son. She said in the head. They had shot her son in the head. And I'm like, I'm behind her doing her hair, and she's like, they shot her son in the head, and with the gun while she was gone to the store. When she walked in the house, the baby was on the floor, obviously deceased. And she said that the friend had tried to do CPR on him, and he was obviously dead. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's a mess, girl. She don't know what to do. She's a nurse. She just got her nursing. What did she say? She just got her nursing. She didn't want nobody to take her. She don't know what to do because she don't want nobody to take her kids. Nobody's gonna take care of her kids like she take care of her kids. And that I'm like, well, what you mean she don't know what she gonna do? What happened? Did she call the police or what's going on? And she's like, nah, she ain't. I said, when it happened? And she's like, last night, girl, last night. She not gonna call him. She trying to figure out what she gonna do. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, she trying to figure out what she gonna do, yada, yada, yada. So that was the end of that appointment. That same day, right after she left, I called my sister. I could call my sister on the phone and she could tell you the story off the back of her head. I called my sister and I'm like, why one of my clients tell me that her friend's son is dead in the house? And my sister was like, what? That's not relevant, but I'm trying to, my sister's like, what? And she's like, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that don't even make sense. And I'm like, it's crazy as hell. She's like, you got to call the police. And I said, I don't know nothing, because I honestly thought that her name in I use an online booking service. So some people call me, but they book solely online. So her name that she was booking under was Sushi Pikes, Pikes.
Yes.
So I'm like, her name is Sushi. I don't even know her name. I'm like, she never said her friend name. I'm like, I didn't know Sushi was a real name. I'm like, I couldn't just call and be like, I'm like,
because you don't know who to call.
I don't know what to say, but I thought that it was, every story has some truth to it. So I know it in some type of way it had to be true. And you do hear stuff like that in Chicago. So I knew it could have been true,
Yeah.
But it sounded so far-fetched. I just let it go in my head and then over my head. And I'm like, well, we'll see if it pop up on the news or something, we'll know. So then she came again December 26th. I got to find that picture. I might have screenshot it. She came again December 26th, and we had to have had that conversation again. But at that appointment, she was going to visit her husband. If it wasn't that appointment, it might have been the January 5th.
Okay, this ain't got to do with nothing. But that's some short haircuts. I guess you got to have a lot of maintenance. They say short hair is harder to maintain than longer hair, because she just said she came on, what was it, December 23rd-ish, and now it's January 5th. I ain't in her pockets. You do whatever you want to do. But I was like, that's a close time. So is this the friend of Sushi in these pictures that we've just seen? The first one we saw with the highlights, I think, and then this one, is this the friend of Sushi, possibly Liturgica or whatever the name was that they said that she was texting or whatever? Because the hairdresser said she thought Sushi was a nickname, not the real name of the friend, because Sushi does sound like a nickname. So the friend was in the hairdresser's chair, actually for real, talking about her friend Sushi. Is that the page we're all on right now? That's Sushi in the picture. So, okay, why cows? Because I know you watched this before. Is the friend the one that was telling the hairdresser the story we're hearing from the hairdresser now? Or was Sushi in the hairdresser's chair speaking about herself in third person? Because I think we need to all be on the same page, because now I'm confused again. I thought we were tracking that it was the friend telling about what Sushi told her. You go every 2 weeks? Okay, Auntie Nettie. Yeah. I heard y'all stuff you got to keep that maintenance together. So please tell me before we continue on, is Sushi in the chair speaking in third person about herself, or was Sushi's friend the one that was in the chair telling on Sushi to the hairdresser? Please, somebody, tell me which one y'all are at least thinking, even if we don't end up agreeing. But I am confused. I've doubled back. I thought it was Sushi at first, telling on herself without telling on herself. Then I was like, oh, it was a friend telling on Sushi to the hairdresser. Okay, so it is Sushi in the chair speaking in third person. The only person who knew Sushi, the only person who knew was Sushi and the stylist. Sushi was in the this is she sells seashells by the seashore right now. Okay, Sushi was in the chair telling her story in third person. Okay, I'm getting a lot of Sushi was talking about herself in third person. I was waiting on to see what Wakao said because she got a real fresh memory of the video. Just wanted to see her weigh in. But okay, so right now we're on Sushi is in that chair talking about herself in third person. Thank you. All right, let's go.
Appointment. It was one of those appointments.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to visit her husband in prison, whoever he is. I don't know who he is, because she said she wanted to talk with her husband about taking her friend's kids because her friend still hadn't called the police. Her friend was keeping the baby in his bed, is what she said, that the friend was keeping the baby in his bed. She wanted him to be peaceful. He was wrapped up in this, like in covers or blankets in his room. She was keeping him in his room. And she wanted the friend was working all this extra overtime so that she could get her money together just in case she needed to get a lawyer. And that, she was gonna take the kids in. She, if needed, she was going to take the kids in for her friend, and she had to go visit her husband to tell him, basically not tell him, but get permission as to see what she should do and if they could take the kids and all of this and third. And I'm like, well, I remember saying to her, she hasn't called the police yet. And she's like, no, she hasn't called the police. And that's when I thought that it was just, a lie.
Being a hairdresser, she's heard some crazy stories and just chalked this one up to be one of those.
How was her, I guess, mental health? Like, was she any different, or was she?
She seemed like a googly.
Was she joking around and being just?
No, she was serious. Like, she wasn't.
I mean, just the whole interaction. Like, could you like just by looking at her, did you see this girl's like depressed or anything that?
She didn't seem depressed at all.
Okay.
There was one appointment. I've never seen her depressed, but I've seen her real antsy before. She was going out of town, and it might have been that appointment. You're going to see a little baby come down, sorry. It was one of her appointments. She was going on, I don't know if it was going to visit the husband, but she was on the highway. And she was getting a prescription for, I don't know what the prescription was, but it was, I guess, to help calm her nerves. And she was trying to pick it up earlier than what she was supposed to get it, and they wouldn't dispense it to her. So she was on the phone with the pharmacist. It was a narcotic, Xanax or something. I believe that's what it was. Yeah. Because she was like, my nerves are too bad to get on the highway. I need those pills. Go upstairs. I'm talking. Thank you. It's not done yet. Go upstairs real quick. Okay. She was real antsy and real frustrated with the pharmacist. I need my pills. I cannot get on the highway without those pills. I need those pills. That was the only time I really seen her out of character was that particular appointment. She was real antsy.
But you don't know when that was?
I don't know when specifically that was.
Okay.
But as far as demeanor, you would have never thought that her son was at home. Or wherever
never gave any more details as far as what happened or anything.
Never, just that the kids. I don't think I said that. The kids had shot him. The gun was registered. She did say that the gun was her friend's. It was a legal gun. The kids had shot the little boy. And she just didn't want the kids to be taken. She never said what kids, what name of the kids. She never said the little boy's name. It always was her friend and the kids. And I remember it was a more recent appointment. And I think it might have been like in March. And I remember asking her, and I'm like, whatever happened to your friend? You know, what happened to oh, she just got probation for, I want to say she said for not calling the police or something.
Like, not reporting it.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, she got probation, and she really didn't say nothing else about it. I didn't touch the subject, and I was like, oh, okay, and I just left it alone. But she said that her friend kids had shot the baby while the friend was going to the store. She came home, the baby was on the ground, shot. She put the baby in the bed, kept the baby in the bed, so he would be peaceful. And that specifically, so he would be peaceful. She didn't want the friend didn't want her kids to be taken. Nobody was going to take care of her kids like she would. She was getting money for a lawyer in case she needed one. She was supposed to be taking over the kid, taking over care of the kids in case something were to happen to the lady. But no, she never, ever seemed never was sad, never crying, never like somber.
Sushi's body language never gave any indication of her grieving a loss like this, just someone generally anxious. The story she told was an outsider perspective, one that seemed extremely far-fetched and exaggerated. And the detectives were starting to believe that too, until...
Okay, let me tell you where I'm at, because we still got about 15 more minutes to go. Oh my God, my mouth is hanging open. Okay, so we're all on the same page. Sushi was in the chair the whole time, talking about herself in third person. She's sticking to with this story in third person that the kids, air quote the kids, shot her son, her son, we're just gonna say her son, she's talking about herself, shot her son. She didn't want her other kids to be split up. So at first she told the hairdresser that the friend laid her son in the bed so he could be at peace until whatever she has obviously done now, months later, with his body. Then we got this husband that is in prison. So now my question is, and I kind of saw y'all in the chat too, is there another ex-husband that was on the outside that was supposedly abusive and has this new girlfriend named Tony? Or are they phantoms and the only husband or ex-husband she has sitting in prison that she goes to visit every now and again? Now that question has come up to me. Does the people that she was... No, they got served. So Tony existed enough to be served by the court. So I don't know. But who is this additional person now in prison? Then... there was another thing about, this friend she keeps mentioning that had the registered gun. Is it going to turn out that the friend actually killed her child? Or I think some of y'all still said she's the one that killed her child. So this is the question I'm having. Who did it? Was it accidentally his siblings? Or was it the friend that has the registered gun? Or was it her? Now I'm trying to see, how did this baby get killed? That's where I'm at with that. And then who are these? All of a sudden we have somebody new that's in prison. That's where I'm at right now.
The search was just about to end, and one of them went into the garage. In the corner was something so suspicious he had to call for backup. When they lifted the garbage bag off, they found a metal barrel inside, neatly tucked away, hidden from view. This was a young child, 9 or 10 years old, shot in the head. up in this barrel was something the detectives were hoping Sushi would tell them. But after being taken into custody, Sushi requested counsel and refused to speak to the authorities. But cell tower records from the week of Zion's death show that Sushi wasn't the only person at the house. There was someone else there too. Her ex-husband and Zion's stepfather, Latez.
To lay it out of everything that you did, how long you were in town and everything else. Okay. So December 21st-ish, I'll say December 27th. Okay. So
After Christmas or before Christmas?
It was before Christmas. Okay. So you get a call from, let's start from there. All right. Okay. I'm at work. I get a call from, they say, did Zion just shot himself? What the f*** y'all mean Zion just shot himself? What the f*** y'all on that? She at work. So I'm like, did y'all talk to y'all mom? They say, yeah. She called me. I hang up from them. She called me. I'm on the road. What the f*** you at? Why the f*** the walls ain't locked up? I thought I locked the door. What the f*** you mean you thought you locked the door? So at that point, I get there. She there. I walk through the back door. I see her in the living room. She hollering, crying, going crazy. The kids hollering, going crazy. I walk past her. I go in the room. I see him. I bust down, get the crying, hollering. How was he? I know it's hard going through back to this, but how was he laying and was everything on? He was laying. He had his shirt off. He was laying.
You don't need to just. Yeah, you don't need to do all that.
No, his back was on the ground. His back was on the ground.
I know my question is going to get answered, but right now I just need y'all to know where my mind is because I still have to add my commentary. Why did we not hear yet in the video that the dad also contacted police? Since he did arrive before Christmas, but after, and that answers my question that the little girls called and said, Dad, Zion shot himself in the head. Okay, he accidentally shot himself. Why? I mean, he calls the mom to see what's really going on for sure. He eventually physically shows up to the house. He's crying. She's hollering. Did he contact authorities is my question that's running through my head right now about him, because I feel like he didn't, because they were still trying to figure out if a Zion ever existed until they finally made contact with her and her lies were so bad they knew to keep looking. And also the DCFS record that DCFS had spoken to a Zion at one point in time in her household.
All right. And then, so then what happened? Then I get to talk like, you ain't called the police? See, no. I just need a little bit more time with my son. He just died before Christmas. I'm simply talking. You gotta call this in. You gotta report this to these people. See, I just need more time. So I said, okay. So we go in the living room. The kids upstairs, they still hollering, going crazy. So I'm still telling them, you're gonna have to turn this in. I just need more time with him. I just lost my son. I'm going through a lot. I just need my son back. I want my son back. I'm Sue. He gone. You're gonna have to call me. You're gonna have to. You ain't got no choice. See, I am. Just give me a couple more days. I just want to be with him a couple more days. I just lost him before Christmas. I just want to be with him for a couple more days. So, all right, cool. You can do it. I'll let her do it. So she go in there, clean his face a little bit, wipe him off. She sit down, crying still. Why, Lord, why this happened? So I sit in there with her, hold her. Then I can't leave him like this. So she went to go get a big tote, one of them with the blue top, the gray ones. Like Christmas, like the Christmas stuff. Okay. She go get a blanket.
Promise you we don't care about the color of the blanket. I mean, they probably do for evidence reasons because it might help if he's still wrapped in that blanket, but I'm getting mad right now at him because does common sense not reside anywhere in this relationship at all? Like, because he's being interviewed on August 3rd. This happened before Christmas of the previous year. So I'm wondering how you about to get me from you knew about it, she wanted more time, and now we're at 8 months later. I'm waiting to see how we get there. She still will and should be held accountable for what her part was. But this is another adult, and I don't understand how we got here, and this was not reported by him at all.
She go put that down. She go bring that in the room. She go get a blanket. Put that in there. Put a pillow in there. Pick them up, lay them down in there. So at this point, I'm like, Sue, you still finna have to turn this in. You feel me? Regardless of what the however it happened, you still gonna have to turn it in. Gee, I don't want to lose my kids. I've been going through so much with DCFS, all this. I got the kids. I can take care of the kids. I can take care of the kids. It's gonna be a little hard because I don't know how to reach, and I need her to do certain things, but I was willing to take on that.
However he's been living, because he didn't live with her, he came down to visit before Christmas. So however you've been surviving, even though, because he said he can't read. I think that's what he just, let me make sure I ain't trying to put down on him that he didn't actually say. I don't know how to read-ish is what he said. But you don't live in the house with her day to day. So you're surviving some type of way to where you can still function out there in this world. Why didn't you call the authorities? This is still my question.
How to reach, and I need her to do certain things, but I was willing to take on that position. You feel me? So she's still crying. I go in the living room. I leave. I try to go find me some weed because I can't keep looking at this like that. So I left, came back. She's still in that crying. So later on that night, we go to sleep. Is this the same night that you got here? Yes. Okay. So we go to sleep. We wake up in the morning. They say, I'm gonna need you to go get some cleaning stuff. So I go get the cleaning. Where'd she go? I think I went to Family Dollar. I went to go get the cleaning. I come back. She say, I'm gonna need you to take my kids. You're gonna have to take my kids with you. And I told her, I can do that. I'll take the kids. And that's when I left. I left with the kids, told them to pack their shit, and we left.
Okay, so but the first time that we talked to you on the phone,
I was scared because
We get it.
You said that you had picked up what? Yeah, but I was scared because I know what type of person she is. It's a crazy situation, and she'll kill me. I look, man, I wish I could strip right here, but I cover for her. She has been so much with these guns, and I just can't take on this by myself, especially with a lot of kids, them 5 kids. You feel me? So I really do need her. So I told her I would take the kids. I would at least take the kids. But anything else, no. I would at least take them kids. She said, can you please take my kids? I told her yes. She just didn't want to leave him. She just didn't want to leave him, period. Like, she just wanted to stay with Zion all that day. Like, she just didn't want to get rid of him. So I'm like, I'll take the kids. And me and the kids packed up and we left. And I had them for like 3 months. She sent me a text message like she was in court, and then she sent me the ashes. So I'm like, oh, she must have went to go get him cremated. Went to the courts.
Oh my God. That answers my question about a funeral. Like, did you not get suspicious when there was no funeral? So she sent him some ashes. Obviously not the little boy's ashes, because we saw the police found his remains in the garage. I am speechless.
So I'm like, all right, cool.
So was there ever a metal trash in the house that she went and bought or anything else? And
yeah, she went to go get a metal trash.
Okay. So that was there before you left?
Yes.
Okay.
When did she get that?
I think the same day that I was there.
Did she order it?
I think she ordered.
Buy it?
I think she ordered.
You know where she got that from?
Yes. I agree that she may have been the only one with knowledge of him of having that little boy in the trash can. But I'm going back to 3 months before he took the kids to live with him for 3 months. And he went out to go get some weed. That's what he went to do. We're not calling the authorities to say this child is gone from an accidental gunshot wound that, yeah, you have to be held accountable for as an adult. And it wasn't even on him because he wasn't in the house. He was visiting. It's pre getting to the point that that baby is in a trash can. Not on you, Teresa. I'm just saying this is why I'm so pissed at him already. Like from the get-go of his story. When we got to the point where this is the point I started being like, what the hell is going on? I understand the little girl's calling him panicked. I understand him calling Sushi to see what the hell's going on. I understand him getting to the house possibly to see what's going on before he still doesn't call the emergency services. Now, I would have preferred he called emergency services when he found out and also called Sushi. But fine, you get there, you see it. Why aren't we picking up the phone to call the authorities? If for nothing else, I know there's a certain point that people can tell like someone's not there anymore, but there are people that have survived gunshots to the head. So that's just off that. What if it's that they find out he was actually alive for this much longer, or the bullet, may have not hit that part of the brain? Like, I know it's a long shot, but I'm just saying there's so many reasons on why aren't we calling 911? That's where he's pissing me off. Before we get to the point, she puts him in the trash can. And we go out to calm our nerves with weed. That's what he does.
I want to say, like I said, I'll just go back. Did you bring anything up from Chicago? No, that would be incriminating myself. I'm not going to do that. Only thing I can do is take care of your money. That's about it. And that's all.
Hold on, let me see why he answered that would be incriminating myself. But yeah, he did say he was scared of her, Auntie Natty. I believe I did hear him say that. Okay, so they said, did you bring up anything here to Chicago?
Bring anything up from Chicago? No, that would be incriminating myself. I'm not going to do that. Only thing I can do is take care of your money. That's about it. And that's all. I can't risk nothing else. I'll take them off. So
that's even more reason. If you can't risk your freedom, you should have contacted the police. He wasn't even in the house for that to be like somehow blamed on him. If he actually wasn't there at the house, because now this doesn't make sense to me. Now you're in trouble because you had knowledge. You physically saw it with your own eyes. It wasn't even a suspicion, and you don't contact the police.
The only thing that you did there was I didn't clean up some blood. I didn't even clean up no blood. I just let her pick up her son, and we got the doctor. When she got everything, we got the doctor. I ain't help her. I don't want to help you. I can't help you. I don't want to touch nothing. None of that. So when he was left here, Zion was in the toe. Yeah, he's in the toe.
I'm sorry. When they say tote, do they mean tote bag? Like when he left, Zion was in a tote bag? Is that what he's saying?
Next time, he was in the toe. He was still in the toe when we left. But she sleep with him. When we did, she'll sleep with him out of bed. She didn't want to.
Well, did you stay more than one day?
I stayed 2 days.
Okay. See,
like 2 days.
Okay. Here's the thing. That's why we want you to come with it, because it's like we're getting.
I stayed like 2 days.
Because it's like I cleaned blood, I didn't clean blood. I stayed 1 day, I stayed 2 days.
I stayed 2 days. I stayed 2 days.
Just give it to us.
I stayed 2 days. Was it 2 days or was it 5 days?
I'm gonna tell you now, if Teresa, if he didn't get arrested, it has to be because they needed his testimony so bad they ended up giving him immunity. Because there's definitely, I'm hearing some type of crime that he is committing right now. If he never touched the body, then he's not responsible for, like, what do they call it? It's like the handling of I don't know if it's of remains, or there's something that they call it when someone starts trying to move a dead body. So he wouldn't have that one if he didn't touch the body. But I think if they didn't pursue him, they needed him because he was the adult that was an eyewitness and needed to get her more than they needed to Yeah, a corpse. Thank you, Omar. Yes. So if he didn't go to jail, then that means they really, really needed his testimony. That's the only way I can see this, because it sounds crazy to me.
It was like 3 days. I was like 2 days. And then we left his truck. Okay, so this, what was going on with the 2 days that she just steady crying every day. Why Lord? Why me? Why Lord? Why me? Why Lord? Just every day. And just sit right there at the bed, right there down all night, like all day. All night. And I'll just cook the food for the kids. That's all she'll do all night, all day. Just sit right there down. Just cry all day. All day. Okay. So at any point while you were there, Zion just put his mask on, no sir, and moved everywhere else, no sir. So with this whole DNA and everything else, it's incredible. All right, okay. So touch the garbage can. I touched it. Yeah, I touched it when we left. When we went to go get it. Yeah, I'm the first person that touched it. Yeah.
He went with her to get a garbage can. I'm gonna see this question. These cops are asking. Okay, I think he said, "Did you ever touch the garbage can?" And he said, "Well, I only touched it when we went to go get it." I really need to be corrected, because I want to make sure I'm getting this right on what he is saying, because my mind is absolutely blown right now.
Touch the garbage can. I touched it. Yeah, I touched it when we left. When we went to go get it. Yeah, I'm the first person that touched it. Yeah, because I'm the one. She was sitting on the passenger seat, and dude handed me the garbage can. Okay, so where was the last place you saw that garbage can? In the kitchen. And
what was it bought for?
That's what she said. She needs a bigger trash can for garbage, because you always getting filled up so bad. I never paid it no attention, no man.
Oh my God. If you're new to me, you're about to be so annoyed with how this is what I do. I do pause this often. This is me. He's expecting us to believe that he believed her if she said she just happened to want a new garbage can because the trash was filling up so fast, but he's only there for 2 days. And he gets there, he's there after he finds out the little boy either shot himself. Some of y'all say y'all suspect she's the one that shot the little boy. But he is trying to say to these police officers, when he said, what was the trash can for? He is trying to say because she said the trash was filling up too fast. And he already said that the kid was in a tote bag at one time, or a tote compartment. I don't know. You can't pay me to make me believe he believes what he is saying. This cannot be. Right. Not just a new garbage can, a big one, because the trash was filling up too fast. He said she ordered it. The man handed him the trash can off the side of the truck is what he said too. So that was a real quick order. And he's there with a dead kid. Like, you can't do this. I don't care if you don't know how to read. There's the inherent things of some things that are right and wrong. There's some common sense you just learn from listening and talking, and you never have to learn how to read not one letter, not one word. He's not going to convince me he did not know the purpose of that trash can. And then he made sure to say, I only touched it when she got it. And never after that. Because this sounds ridiculous.
Because, I mean, this, from what I'm understanding, this is like a burn barrel.
Right.
So it's not something you would keep in your house.
Right.
So if it's in the kitchen,
okay.
So if it's in the kitchen, that's kind of weird. It's an outdoor burn barrel because you can buy any size of big garbage can for your kitchen.
Right.
So I mean,
I didn't order it, so I don't know.
Here's the thing: we're not trying to have you we just want you to tell the truth.
And I'm telling you,
that's the thing. We don't want it to go back and forth. Just tell us everything of what you saw, what you observed, what.
I'm asking you questions for a reason, all right? Because, like I said, we talk to kids, we talk to Sushi. She got the kids trained. They trained to the motherfucking team. Them, I can't even say nothing about them. They train to the motherfucking T. I can't say shit about them.
Here's the thing. I think we need to ask you point blank. There's an issue with this child possibly being burnt something.
You said what?
Being burnt.
Being burnt?
Yeah, the body.
I don't know nothing about that. Nothing at all.
Do you know anything with her or with you or anybody trying to, like, in disposal of this body, setting him on fire? We have to ask that.
No, I don't. Seriously, I do not know. She texted me the picture of like a urn and that she got like she went to a cremation store to get cremated, and then she sent me the text like she's in court, like she went to court for it or something. You feel me? So I'm like, okay, fine. She took care. She took care of it. She went to go.
I believe she texted him these images. Everything I have that I'm criticizing with him is before it even got to that point. That's where my he said the words that she put him in a tote or something. So I need to know more about that. Then all of a sudden she wants a big burn barrel, or if you don't normally say a burn barrel, you're just gonna say a bigger trash can. Fine. Why does she already need to know about why does she all of a sudden need a bigger trash can? And you've already seen this little boy, you've seen the blood, you've seen that he is dead. Like, this is the things he's already seen physically, not just his little girls calling him. And then I did see him say something that she had them trained to the T. So I'm guessing this is what the little girls come up with. Like, they'll say exactly what mommy says to say. But Wakao says trigger, trigger, trigger. So if it's about to get more graphic and more detailed, this is the time for you not to be in here if you cannot handle it. Because thank you, Wakao, for this, because I didn't watch past halfway through this video. So I appreciate the extra warning. This is the same case, Jamie. This is Diane. Same case. We are just now at the point where we're dropping our mouths more about it. Same case.
Get them really cremated, and she sent me a picture like she's in court, like she really went to court for this shit. You feel me? But since y'all saying this, they come to find out she didn't. You feel me? She throwing me out like she really got this taken care of for real, for real.
And that picture on that urn, that's Zion?
That's Zion. Staples, okay. Yes. I got hella pictures of him.
Do you have other pictures of him?
What? What? That's my motherfucking son. I just cut my dreads.
All right.
I get his hair done every time I get.
All right.
You feel me? What? Stop playing with me. That's my motherfucking son.
No, we're not. I just.
Look, there go this the picture with him. Yep. But look, I got more pictures with him. Hold on. I can't go through my mother. More pictures with him. That's my dreads. That's him.
But by son, you know he's not your biological.
But I treat him. Like,
I know.
I can't have none. Okay. Every time I have one, I lost him.
I'm just making sure you're not trying to claim him as like your biological.
No. I'm stepdad. Okay. You feel me? I'm stepdad. I stepdad. I ain't got my own yet. So I'm trying to get my own. I've been trying to have kids by her, but every time I have them.
Do not procreate. Do not procreate. Do not procreate. Please prevent this man from having kids. And I'm sad that she has kids. At the way I'm hearing how they are, oh my God.
So I guess God telling me a sign it wasn't meant for me to have children around her. Okay.
This man not only raised Zion, but witnessed his death and what happened to his body afterwards.
Now, what about the spot where he was at? Before he's moved into the tote, he's moved into the tote, so the spot where he's at, where there is some blood in that room, what happened with that area?
It was still right there before me and the kids left and left and went. It was still right there. She ain't touched that until we must have left. It was still.
Hold on. I want to be very clear about these pronouns that he's using, because as I'm learning how to study, the best thing you can do, one of the things you can do to make sure you don't miss a question and an answer or misinterpret back and forth is replace the pronoun with the original thing it was talking about. So every time this man is saying the it is his stepson's body in a tote bag. So when he says it was right there, it blah, 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 we're talking about the body of your stepson in a tote bag. This is crazy.
Right there, sitting right there.
Okay. So what was it when you left? Like what that area? Like, what was the flooring? What was it like?
It was bloody. Carpet. It like where his hand was at, it was just number blood right there. Okay. Big old pump.
And so some of the blood got cleaned from the carpet then?
What you mean?
Well, you said blood got cleaned up when we talked.
I was scared. I didn't want to. I didn't want to tell him. I was scared. And then y'all called me.
Sushi had guns in the house, unsecured. While she was away, Zion was able to get to one of them and accidentally shot himself in the head. By the time Sushi came home, it was already too late for her. Sushi Staples pled guilty to endangering the life or health of a child, a Class 3 felony. On February 16, 2024, a Rock Island County judge sentenced her to 2 years in prison, with credit for the 204 days she had already served while awaiting trial. Because Illinois grants day for day credit on nonviolent offenses, she will likely serve around 9 months before release, only a month longer than she kept her son's rotting body in her home.
That seemed like that's not enough that was done. Wow. No, the cop specified tote right before he started talking about the blood, Auntie Natty. I pointed out after it already been said, and then they start talking about the blood. But no, that cop specifically said the word tote, and then they went into blood. And I think he even specified the boy's body was in the tote. And that was just one of those times. They talked about it before, because that's why I kept wondering, I'm like, are they saying that this boy's body was in a tote bag? Nowhere near enough time. Even the type of charge she got is very surprising to me. I don't know, Jamie. That's wild. No, just 2 years. Right, Teresa. People get 2 years for the most basic things. Wow. Kids just don't be having nobody looking out for them sometimes. I cannot. I know, Mindy, you told us, and Wakal said, clutch your pearls, it's coming. That's crazy. Oh, child. Lord. I don't know what to say. I gave all my criticisms during the video, so I don't even know what to say. This was a highly requested video to go over. This was the longest version that I saw. There was a shorter video on Law and Crime. Maybe that's the one that showed his face. So if you give me time before I delete those other shorter videos, I'll link those also in my description box, just in case you want to look at the other 2 videos that talked about her, and it may end up showing his face, because I don't know which one ended up showing his face, but this one was 3 to 4 times longer than the other 2 I had seen. So I was like, well, this has to be the best one, because it's going to talk about more, show the most, and everything. Oh yeah, my headache pills are right here. I'm about to go ahead and take them. But yeah, I got y'all with the link. So thank you, because even the other 2 links I had, I saved them when y'all were sending me any video that talked about her. I tried to save each one just in case. So I will do that just in case you want to look at it. But I've said I have called them everything I can call them. I cannot. But let me know how these are going for y'all as far as these afternoon, evening lives, and them being very serious topics, because I just feel like it's the best warning I can give too. Like, if you see me in the evening, unless I tell it otherwise, you'll know it's very, very serious. And also, Replay Gang, let me know what y'all thought as you were watching it before you knew everything. You now know if you got to the end, all that stuff. But I thank y'all for spending time with me this evening. I will see you tomorrow for our normal, less serious body cams. So those are if you need something else. That's where the airport arrests, the shoplifting, the fraud, stuff like that. We'll watch those body cams. But thank y'all very much. Yes. I'm enjoying them too. And until it gets really hectic again, I definitely would like to keep this going. And then we'll see from there. But right now it's not hectic. So I definitely want to try to do this more with y'all. All right. Yay. Okay, good. Thank you, Auntie Natty. Enjoy your afternoon as well. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.
you press play, look close, this one can cut deep. Real people, real pain, more than you wanna see. Young faces in the frame, homes that broke apart, hands raised in the dark, and the bruise on the heart. If you came for shock, then take a second now. Once it starts, it stays on your screen somehow.
Trending at some point.
Handle with care.
Trending at some point.
Heavy in the air.
Trending at some point.
You've been warned.
Trending at some point.
Don't look if you're torn. Body cams, hard truths, no filter on the ground. Some nights end in sirens, some in a final sound. So if your mind is tired, if your chest runs thin, know what you're stepping into before it begins. If you came for shock, then take a second now. Once it starts, it stays on your screen somehow.
Trending at some point.
Handle with care.
Trending at some point.
Heavy in the air.
Trending at some point.
You've been warned.
Trending at some point.
Don't look if you're torn.
Slow down, breathing.
Don't call it entertainment.
Not every truth is easy.
Not every frame is safe to check.
Trending at some point.
Handle with care.
Trending at some point.
Heavy in the air.
Trending at some point.
You've been warned.
Trending at some point.
Don't look if you're